Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yo, man. What's going on, everybody? We are back, episode 58, CrashOut Podcast. And my gosh, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This gonna be a crazy episode because we got a lot of drama to go over. So, grab your popcorn. This gonna be a wild ride, man. But you already know I go by the name of Nano_Blast, but you can call me Nano. Mr. Khalid, man, let him know.
Yo, what's good? It's Caleb. Niggas don't know how to pronounce it. It's Caleb, black. Yeah. Chilling. It should be interesting. We got some interesting stuff to talk about, but I'll definitely give my perspective, and because obviously, there's a lot of narratives going around, but I'll try to keep it let me say unbiased but truthful. So we should be good, but no, we're definitely big Speedstorm news for sure. But yeah, we're excited to get into it.
Ooh, okay. Mr. Sammy, man, I hope you washed your hands and are ready to go, man.
Man, you know my hands are sticky.
Pause.
Nasty ass nigga, man.
That's nasty.
Nah, I'm
Boy
good.
got the doodle chip fingers, man.
Nah, that's you, man.
You got
Every
the
time we
brown
went out, you
fingers.
in the bathroom, you taking a half hour.
Am I in the bathroom right now?
I was in the bathroom,
to
came
the
back in 2 minutes, bro.
Man.
Fingers though, you never can.
Exactly, man. I don't even know if you wash your hands or how fast you came back.
Caleb, how would you know that?
You never stopped in the middle. He said he came back with sticky fingers.
Exactly, you did. Bro, your video game controllers are at risk, bro. They're on life alert.
That's business controllers, bro, not me. My controllers are the holy grail, man. I never let nothing touch them.
Pause.
I take it out the box and I put it back in the box.
Whoa. Sammy, you dirty dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what up, Toxic? What up, Sonic? What up, Wolf? How we all doing today? Well, without further ado,
Good, everybody.
we got the poppiest Speedstorm in the building right here, yo. We got a nice podcast for you. A lot of drama, a lot of big news, a lot of gaming stuff happened today. A lot of news happened this past week. So we're gonna get into all the news that has happened in the last 7 days. So without further ado, let's get on to this podcast and let's get on to what we do best, and that's welcome to the CrashOut.
Yeah. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. We covering the drama, we talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja, we drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy, one wingers with the family. Black flash jamming like a lammy, Nano always understanding. Yo, welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Pockets for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
Yo, let's get it. W theme song, by the way. W theme song.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually love that theme song, man. It goes hard, man.
It does.
Facts, man, facts. But hey, man, I guess we could start off with the Speedstorm stuff. You know, the tried and true of the podcast. But you know, I believe we had some super division stuff going on week 1.
Oh yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, man, Mr. Caleb, man, you want to do your Speedstorm thing?
Sammy said, "Talk about it," because he don't know what's going on in the speed.
You can't even say CrossWorlds either because you don't know that about what's going on there either.
Hey man, Arc Raiders is just taking up too much of my time.
That's crazy. This man abandoned everything.
All right, let's see. All right, so let's head to the website. You know, I'll say it, and then we can get into the super division. I know Angel posted. I think y'all posted something in there, and then we got the picture of the results. Maybe that was in the what's it called?
Well, I got it pulled up. It's on the website. All the results.
Okay.
Hey, that's my cookie queen. Hey, let's go.
All right, so what's it called? Divisions is finally back. This is 2026, and you know we had our hiatus of divisions. You know, I think we had a super divisions. What was it, season 4 or 5, and then we had the World Cup, and then I think there were some solo tournaments in between. But now we are back to divisions, new teams. So it was very interesting for week 1. You know, the winners and losers and the matches, but. I guess we'll go over it. So I guess starting off, we have BRZ Pharaoh versus BRZ New Wave, Super Divisions week 1, and we had this is BRZ Civil War, and the New Wave. This I believe that Team Angel is on, and they completely obliterated BRZ Pharaoh, 231 to 129. This is definitely a super team, that they put together. This is Angel joining, one of the what's it called, Trojan horses of the last season that took out a lot of people, and now they're even stronger. So let's get the damage.
Yeah, man, y'all did y'all thing, man. Y'all put in work, man.
I guess the score for the BRZ Pharaoh, we had Bronco 46 points. Tramal with 34, Danilio with 32, and Carter with 17. And then for BRZ New Wave, we have One Wing Angel leading with 68. We have Rayoni with 65, DK with 54, and 604 Lucas with 44. So, yeah, they dominated. They dominated. If you want to see the point standing for each match, you can go. I'll see it on the website. But yeah, that
got
was
greedy.
the result for that.
I got greedy that last race, guys. I was in first place. I wanted to get to 69 points. So I slowed down, not realizing how close Rayoni and I think it was DK was to each other. So when I slowed down, they both passed me. Instead of taking second, I got third. So I could have got 70 points, but I wanted to be spicy and get 69, but it didn't work out as planned. And this is what happens when you're greedy, guys. Don't ever be greedy.
Yep, so lesson learned there, yeah. Yeah, you better be far ahead, because I know Wolf likes to do that. If he's far ahead, he likes to, reverse the car across the finish line. But when he be doing that, they be getting close to him. So you just gotta be careful.
Yeah, I be kind of nervous when that happens, because what if you blow up and then respawn back further and lose a placement or two?
It's almost like you have to practice. Man. You have to practice taunting. Be a professional taunter.
No, I mean, Sonic, I'm being dead ass. You can rewatch the video. You can see me slowing down on purpose to try to get it, and I thought I got it. I got hyped, and I was like, no, I got passed by two other people. Thankfully, it was still my teammates. So,
yeah. But yeah, the next match we have the Burnout Bandits versus Ferrari KA, and we have the Burnout Bandits winning 187 to Ferrari's 173. So, a close match on this one. See, I think with this new divisions, teams that are closer in skill level, going to be playing against each other. So, this will make for better matches. So, as you can see, this was, I believe, almost a 10-point game. We had Gohan-san with 68, Lionheart 67, BB Killer 32, and then BB Gustpool with 20. And then for Ferrari KA, we had Rosie with 60, Kylo Ren with 47. We had Meme Sultan with 40, and we had Rubus 2815 with 26. So that was the score for the Burnout Bandits versus Ferrari KA. It looks like the Burnout Bandits, new team, coming through week 1. So, and shout out to Ferrari KA because what's it called? The Ferrari team, man. Y'all been competing regardless of where y'all plays. They've been here to compete and give it their all. So shout out.
Hold on.
That's a
Ferrari
fact.
been coaching them this season?
No, I don't think so. Remember, I think Ferrari he with the team Lamborghini.
At this point.
I think Ferrari is just solely focused on the Lowland Thunders this season.
And trying to get that W from Final Boss, man.
And now you got to worry about Final Boss, and you got to worry about the Dons again. Shoot, you could even throw in Angels team, man, because that's a strong team too, man. So it's a couple teams, man. It's a couple teams you gotta watch out for. Shit, even some that I might not be mentioning, man. So you gotta be careful, man.
Y'all hear about that new team that's trying to join last minute?
No, who was that?
I hear some OGs.
Damn, you just trolling at this point.
I heard from the grapevine that Maxi might be coming back.
Nobody care. He ain't showing up for no tournaments. Nobody give a fuck. He ain't putting no money in his pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's like LeBron. That's like Michael Jordan not competing for the Bulls and the freaking NBA finals. Like, all right.
Hey man, we know Sammy love him so Maxi, man.
He's
that's
number one Maxi player.
That's his boy.
A little shorty by the name of Giselle coming back to the game.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like I said, I'll give my props to the people who actually win in tournaments and throw money in their pocket and competing against the best and not in some. But yeah, we'll go on. Well, all right, next match we have Pure Country versus Team RB, or the RB team. So I believe these are two new teams this season for Super Divisions 1, and Pure Country won 239 to 103, so over 130 points. Pure Country won. So let's see the damage. So we have, for this team, we had Terrace Lynx, or Terrace LKS with 72. We had a Monster Road Zeus with 60, Foster Ginyu with 57, and Elsa's husband with 50. I'm not sure who Elsa's husband is, but that name, I always see it.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I know why they lost. Team
Yeah,
RB.
it was a 4v2 for like a couple of races, and then their captain came in the middle of it, and their captain only did 6 races instead of 10. So there were 4 races in with only 2 people.
Okay, so yeah, just an unfair advantage. Even if they were, to get good placements, it's just only having 2 people.
The team was literally RB driving.
That's one of the things. There's a lot of new teams, but that's one of the things they're gonna have to adjust to, man. It's,
Because they could be on different time zones or different availability. So.
Yo, remember when teams were doing that in the World Cup? That was nasty work.
I think the biggest issue, and I found this on when we were a team, is there are some teams they'll be like, "Oh, F your schedule. We want to run at this time." Even if it doesn't work for our team. It's like they want to run a certain day no matter what, and that that can be an issue too. So.
I think honestly, whoever is going to be available at the default time probably got the advantage, because they could just say they want to,
default to Sunday every day.
Yeah, if there's a disagreement, then you just got to go to default. And if you ain't going to have people there, then shit, yo bad.
Yeah, I feel like people can compromise, but sometimes they don't want to. But yeah, it was two people: Julian, 42, Remy, 31, Nitrous, 30. I will say Julian, the team captain, coming in with 6 races, ended up scoring the most points for his team. So shout out to Julian.
That's why they
do
probably
have
made
some.
sure they had to do it on the default day because they knew he'd probably
This
like.
team has some. The team has some strong people. Seabass. I raced against Seabass. In the higher ranks, he's actually a good player. But looks like
No, I mean the fact that he came in, did 6 races, and outscored everybody on his team. It's almost like the other team knew, okay, he can't play on this certain day, so we can get it to a schedule conflict. We at a sure dub possibly.
Well, yeah, them playing with if Seabass plays, they definitely that's a soldier. But
I mean, I don't want to assume that they did that on purpose, but things happen.
Yeah, but I guess the next race we had the Ruthless Asesinos. I don't know how to say that.
It's the Ruthless Slingshot Asesinos. The S means slingshot.
Oh, okay. Asesinos. So we had the Ruthless Asesinos with 191, and we had BRZ once upon a time.
Asesinos means assassins in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look at Sammy. He dating
Come on, man.
Latinas.
Hablo en poquito. Come on, man.
Yeah. All that Latinas he been messing with, bro. He got a Spanish crispy, bro.
Yep. All them Latinas you messing with, man.
Hey. I will say, this is for Wolf. Chama.
Man, that don't even mean nothing, bro. That's just fucking.
Okay, I'm calling you a fraud.
That means fire in Portuguese. I'm starting to learn up on my Portuguese, man.
Bro, somebody asked, what's it called? Alex Pierre, what does Chama mean? He said it don't mean nothing. It's just some gibberish I made up.
Chama means fire.
Chama
means fire.
But yeah, maybe he wasn't honest, but. For the scores, we had PR Caldo at 65. We had J Dunk 57. We had Kelgirl with 46, and we had David John Wick with 23. So Kelgirl finally joined the divisions and competed.
Damn, Wolf just called you out, Sammy. By the way, Wolf just called you out. He said Chama question mark.
You understand me? It don't even mean nothing. It's just a word he made up, bro. It's just a word he made up.
Hold on. I know you're not about to do that to me, Wolf. Is Wolf a fraud? Hey, anyone with internet can go look it up for themselves.
Bro, Urban Dictionary, bro.
I was told this from a Brazilian friend that I used to play. What? No, by a Brazilian friend.
Oh, it's a slang term. Okay, no, he's right. I just looked it up. Chama, pronounced chama, is a versatile Portuguese slang term meaning flame, let's go, or call to action.
Mm-hmm. I also know abrigado, so that's for you, Wolf.
Okay.
Hey, I got Wolf back.
Okay. Shama is an expression that means let's go.
I know it's late for you right now, Wolf. I got something else for you. Boa noite. That's something else for you, my guy.
Let me find out. Sammy's trying to go to Brazil. Sammy, BRZ Sammy. Oh shit.
The BRZ Hispanic women ain't enough. I mean, not the BRZ Hispanic one. I said the big booty Hispanic women ain't enough. He said, "No, I need to get into Portuguese. I need to go to Brasilia."
Yeah, your girl gonna be like, "Where the fuck you learn all that language?"
Portuguese, yeah. What Portuguese chick you trying to get with?
Damn. Yo, fun fact. This was Cowgirl's first division match though ever.
Yo, Angel, give us the backstory, man. I know something kind of happened.
Oh shit.
Oh yes. So like, Cowgirl wasn't supposed to race this race, but
I didn't even know she was on the team.
Yeah, she joined. They asked her. She said, "Fuck it, let's do it." And now recently, Sonny joined the team too. So now Sonny's in this team as well.
So this team's getting stacked by the minute.
He's on this same team as well.
Yeah, he just joined it like a couple of days ago. Yeah, this was Cowgirl's first match. She wasn't supposed to race, but Iceman's power went out. Bad weather that past weekend.
On this team too?
Huh?
Oh yeah, the
Iceman's the captain.
Yeah, Iceman's the captain.
Got iced out. Iceman got iced out.
Yeah.
Storm, huh?
And it went down, and we said, "Cowgirl, there's an emergency." She was like, "What's going on?" I was like, Ice Man's power's out. So the Yadana player, she was like, all right, you know what? Let's do it. She popped up a stream. She wasn't even going to stream. This girl popped up a stream, did the match, and she got 46 points with no practice.
Damn,
that's pretty good, man. Now, I do have to ask the question. I know before she was against joining the division scene, is there
She just
anything
felt like
that
she
gave
wasn't
her a
ready.
change of heart?
Yeah, she was more nervous and felt like she wasn't
that
ready.
was one, but she did say, she did vent that there was a lot of stuff that also troubled her. You know,
Yeah,
obviously
she did
things
say
that was
that.
going on with some of the people.
Yeah.
So, did she have a change of heart, or at least that's what it's looking like?
but Nano, context, you did forget that even though she said she had, trouble with a couple people that were running, those same people that are running the scene aren't here running the scene.
That's also true.
I understand. I just wanted to know, like,
Now, I think truthfully, she wanted to test her skills and see how she would do in divisions. And since might be the last division season, she said, fuck it,
Really?
why not? Yeah, if rank ends up, we're going to talk about rank here after the division talk, but if Wolf said if rank ends up being a really good competitive mode, this may be the last season of divisions. It depends on what the community wants.
I doubt it, because no matter what, rank will not give you a divisions experience. That's what I think.
I mean, that's also
We'll
true.
see.
That's also
I
true.
will say, Here's
Here's
the
the
thing.
more casual geared towards. So I don't know.
I feel like the reason division exists is because the initial quote unquote rank mode that we got,
Trash.
didn't feel very competitive, and that's why we made our own thing. But I get where Wolf is coming from. Like if it truly is competitive, then I could see just people focusing on that versus what we create.
Mark my words, there will be another division season, because one thing that Speedstorm sucks at is they never do well with their modes.
Yo, let's not wish bad on the new modes that are coming out.
I'm not
You know what's
wishing
funny?
bad. I just understand game law.
Also, fun fact,
Yeah.
remember when Wolf told us that he submitted like his PDF about what he would do for a rank mode?
Yeah, then he say they did like 90%.
Yeah, like 90% of that whole PDF document, because I read it, is literally what's implemented in rank mode. It's crazy.
We got to see the execution, man.
You
That's
know
what we gotta see.
You know what's funny? Remember when they integrated tournament mode, and tournament mode was not a tournament?
First of all,
Yeah,
we'll get into that after we go over the divisions. We'll get into it because we will go over the patch notes for the new competitive mode. But they don't understand words. I don't know if it's like a language barrier, but they don't know what a Grand Prix is. They don't know what a tournament is. They don't know what a time trial is. They're calling everything by the wrong name.
Game Law Barcelona?
Yeah, they're everything they call is wrong.
There's no way they don't know what a Grand Prix is.
Apparently they don't.
That shit started up in Europe.
The thing they call tournament should have been called Grand Prix, and
It should have been a
but
Grand Prix, yep.
No, I agree. I agree. That's not a tournament that we're doing. We're doing Grand Prix.
Yeah.
We're doing 4 races
Exactly.
to get the most points to get to do what you got to do with to get the rewards. That's a Grand Prix. That's not a tournament. A tournament is different.
Like I said, when tournament mode came out, I thought they should have kept that rank, that score system, but had us all locked into a lobby, play those 4 races out, and then whoever won.
But a tournament
That's what we
mode should
gotta
be a
say.
feature for private lobbies, though. An actual tournament mode with brackets and placements, yeah, that should be a fucking
Yeah.
thing in Speedstorm. That would make divisions, oh my gosh, spectacular.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I used to play this damn 8 pool ball game on Miniclip back when Miniclip was a thing, and they had a tournament mode and it worked properly. Like, how is it that is this a AAA game at this point? I guess AA game.
more like AA battery.
Yeah, but batteries is crazy. But how do you have a AA company with some cash? Mind you, they're not broke. Gameloft got money. How do you have some cash behind you to come out with a new mode and it's half-assed?
Because if the sole point of a mode is just
So you got to
gain
understand
resources,
something.
that's all.
You got to understand something too. A lot of the shit that happens in Speedstorm is not due to the developers. It's due to the suit and tie motherfuckers that don't know how to develop a game at all. but they're telling the developers what to put in the game and to what gatekeep and to what put on the cash shop and all that. That's not if the developers had the choice, I'm pretty sure this game would be a lot different. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the monetization teams drive some of it.
Yeah, the monetization. We'll get into that because I know a lot of people here, you know, they got a very strong opinion about Game Loft and Rank being a money grab, but you know, that I will just leave it at that, and then we'll continue off. I'll leave it at this. Game Loft is a monetization company. This game is a gacha game. If y'all never played a gacha game, y'all are now being introduced to what gacha mechanics are. You guys always say this is pay to win, rank mode, it's all about a money grab. But if you played any other gacha game, it is the same fucking shit. I played Destiny Rising, I played Diablo Immortal, all gacha games. They're all pay to win. You want to hit the leaderboards? You want number one in the world in those leaderboards? What do you got to do? You have to pay. That is the system of gacha games. Yeah. No matter how much you guys complain about Speedstorm and their monetization, at the end of the day, it is a gacha game, and there's no running back from that.
AKA mobile game. It's, you know, the integration of mobile game and console games is here. And a lot of the practices that mobile gamers accept that console gamers aren't used to is now being brought to the forefront. So
you know what I just
mobile games are full of gotcha.
Talking about this, guys. Most of Game Loft's like
games
that they developed, they're all gacha games.
Yeah, they're on mobile.
And not to talk shit about gacha games, because every single fucking gacha game that I have played so far is actually really fucking fun. It just sucks that it's all paywall shit.
They put it behind a wall, but I feel like gacha game companies, like there's video game companies like Expedition 33 that make games for the gamer, for the passion, for the art. And then there's companies that are like, okay, gaming is popular. How can we make money off of gaming? Okay, let's hire a team to make a game, and then we're going to monetize it so we can get paid. There's two different mentalities. So, you know, Game Loft is more on the suit and tie. How can we make money off of this new, you know, trend? So that's why we get.
And it's obviously working for Game Loft because they're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, for, you know, it's Asphalt, because Asphalt was one of the, you know, when you have a what's called a smartphone, you want to go to the app store, you want to play a game, one of the first games that come up if you look for racing games is Asphalt, and it became a success, and they were able to build up upon that. So that's how we got what we got.
I did say when I brought up the Asphalt shit, a lot of stuff started happening in this game that were very similar to Asphalt.
Yeah, because if it works for Asphalt, why wouldn't they try it here? You know. But it clearly, you know,
Disney though, like, come on.
Well, look, at the end of the day, those Su and Tai people know what they have in their hands. They know Disney fans, and they know, regardless of how many people complain about pay this and pay that, that Disney fans at the end of the day are collectors, and they would pay to collect their favorite Disney characters in the game. And they will abuse that because at the end of the day, no matter what, I see my favorite character, Stitch. I'm gonna buy him at the store whenever I can, or Rapunzel, or I want all the princesses. Regardless of how much it is, if you're a hardcore Disney fan, you're gonna get it because that's what you want. Yeah, and Game Loft knows that.
It's one thing to watch your favorite character in a movie, but to be able to like interact and play and control your favorite character in a game, it's a whole different experience. So yeah, people will definitely shell out for that. This is why people go to Disneyland, because they want to ride their, you know, themed roller coaster with themed characters that walk around the park. So, you know, you have a game with the themed characters you like. Hey, people gonna spend money. But
that's how I get sidetracked.
We're gonna get into the mode. But yeah, 169 we have BRZ Aldever with 61, BRZ Mr. Mime with 54, BRZ Ketchum with 42, and BRZ Amy with 12. So that is that score. Yeah, shout out to the Ruthless.
Shout out
next
to
we have the Lowland Thunder versus Cartostrophe. Kind of like, I guess, a catastrophe, but with a cart. We had the Lowland Thunder winning 258 to 102. So that's like 156 point difference. The Lowland Thunder is freaking decimated the team. This is crazy. So for the Lowland Thunder, we have Ferrari leading with 69, Cedric with 65, Nalissi with 64, and Sandwalks with 60. Goblin King didn't play this week. And then for the catastrophe, we had Rafnu with 34, the Stem Arc with 33, Tofi with 18, and Enzo with 17. So everybody on the Lowland Thunder got over 60 points. So still a very strong team, you know what I'm saying? And they're not getting any weaker. They continue to get better. I mean, when you look at the speed run challenge, you have some Lowland Thunder players in the top 10s or top 20s, and in solo tournaments, you see them in the finals. So Lowland Thunder is still strong and still fight. They want to win. They want to win one eventually. I feel like they've gotten a short end of the stick so many times when it comes to like the finals, but I feel like this time around they looking to do something crazy. So
yeah, and Goblin King was supposed to play, by the way, but his power also went out. Bad weather, like I said, bad weather was haunting a lot of places this past weekend.
It happened to me. Yeah, see how it comes back full circle. Yeah,
Crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? It happened to me. My internet went out because of some bad weather. And people want to say, "Oh, you just faking." Am I? See what happens to you. Sometimes things happen out of your control,
calling
man.
karma, man. You calling karma? That's what you think.
There might be a little bit of karma, man.
Also, real quick, it's a real quick statistic of this race. Lowland Thunder swept every race but the last one.
Damn. Why didn't they sweep the last one? What happened?
One of the players was able to get third place. That was really it. That was literally the only race that they did not get the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Listen, man.
You got 60 plus. That's kind of crazy.
Listen, I still want to give my hats off to the team that went against the Lowland Thunders, because we all know how much, how strong that team is. That'll be a hard matchup versus damn near any team. So, I hope the team that went against them the first round don't take it to heart. That is usually one of the better teams in comp. So, I hope they keep their heads up, keep it pushing, and I hope they took, if they look at the game tapes, I think I think there's a lot they can learn from it. So shout out to the team.
I also got a question. Also, you might know this, or maybe one of you guys might know this. What's the maximum points you can actually score as a team?
260. They were literally 2 points away. That's what I'm saying. The very last race.
So is this like the highest?
No, somebody did score a perfect score before. I don't remember what team, but somebody in my chat did say somebody in divisions did get a perfect score, and just don't remember which one. I don't remember.
160 is the biggest lead you can have. Interesting.
Yeah. Also, y'all didn't know, Catastrophe is Le Feliz du Pucal, but they're just a name change.
Oh, okay.
So they're back. They just changed the name though. That's it.
Les Feliz du Pucal, Catastrophe. Yeah, that's interesting. I like the rebrand.
I like the fact that they rebranded because that one season was just bad, but they came back. I like the fact that they came back. It looks like they're willing to get better, grow as a team. So that's always good to see.
They probably
we saw KNC and they just dipped.
You know what I think? I think the reason why some of these teams, even if they might not have had the best seasons in the past, I think the reason why they stay is because, one, they like the competitive, Divisions is different from Speedstorm.
Yeah. It's almost like a standalone game.
Yeah, and they probably feel like they're learning a lot from it.
Oh, most
and getting better individually, so they keep signing up. So
I mean, think about it this way, Nano. You can only learn so much by only playing against the competition you regularly face. If they're playing regulated, if they're playing ranked mode, and they're not seeing any one of us in there, they're not going to learn anything if they're playing the same people all the time. But have you go to division for a season, and then you start seeing players you never seen in lobbies before. You're like, what the hell is this? How they doing that? Now your brain turns on. It's like, shit, I got to learn some of this shit. How do you do that? So he jumped, he did that, he bounced, he got some momentum, and then they start picking up on things. They keep coming back because they're learning. They're getting better. I think this is one way you can learn how to get better at the game. You pick up some tools because, like I said, if you're only playing a select few, and you're always playing in the lobbies inside the official game, like you're only gonna learn so much until one day Angel pulls up in your lobby because he's streaming, and then you get blown away because this guy's like 200 miles ahead of you, and you're like, how? I beat everybody, but it's because this is the skill.
I get the sentiment, but I feel like, if you're a team and you're just getting cooked in divisions, that don't necessarily mean you're get better. You could continue to get cooked if you don't understand the mechanics.
100%.
But sometimes people learn slower, Caleb.
That's true.
It could take them a while, but I think they keep coming back because one point, as Tanano said, this is giving them something they don't experience in the regular game.
I think divisions I feel like it's more about competing against the best in competition versus learning. Because if you want to learn, you can just look up a tutorial or like a mechanic guide.
But so the reason why I say you got to remember, Caleb, you're still learning. When it comes to Speedstorm, there's not a lot of, other than like the division stuff that's on YouTube. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of like people that talk about competitive stuff for Speedstorm. It's not like
talking about competitive isn't learning mechanics. It's like Wolf, for example. He's came up with guides, how to rail jump, bunny hopping tutorials and stuff. That's how you learn. Like obviously, then I guess the divisions will be put into practice.
But you have
that just came out. That wasn't there from the jump.
Yeah, I also got my videos too, and there's people that's commented on my videos, and they're like, I've learned a lot from watching your videos, and they want me to basically break down all the mechanics so they can actually understand why I do what I do. And then I will make that eventually after I'm done with my tech series, but I also point them out to Wolf because Wolf has videos that explains what I do and why I do it. And the problem is Wolf does his in Portuguese. Mm-hmm. So when people that don't speak Portuguese watch, his tutorials and they go to the English AI voice, people said that shit turns them off. Like the way the AI voice translate what Wolf tries to explain, it does it a very bad job.
AI now?
No, there's an actual voice AI translator.
Nigga just want to throw AI on everything now. There's always been
PTSD,
closed caption.
No, it's not closed. It's not closed captions. It's actually covering up Wolf's voice when he's speaking in Portuguese, and it's like a AI voice saying it in English.
Hey, you want to? I don't see the problem with that.
It's because it's not doing it right. That's why it's mistranslating, and it sounds awful. It really does.
All that, we got to really think about it. When this thing really started taking off on social media, and YouTube, there wasn't really much videos out there apart from time trial tips that were given out by GQ and others. And apart from that, majority of the content that was made was either random content or it was either from Skyline or a Poppin'. Now that those two aren't really doing Speedstorm stuff, you got Angel doing tech videos, you got Wolf doing tech videos, but in that time, a lot of tech has been learned by the competitive scene, and the vast majority of the casual player base that plays don't know about this. So yeah, they're starting to, stumble upon this and starting to realize, oh my God, there's another level to my game that I can unlock. I think this is the reason why more people are coming out in droves and trying to, put their name in the hat to come out here and compete, because like I said, you can only do and learn so much by playing casuals in the game.
You're also gonna need the want to learn as well, because there is people. I've seen people on Facebook groups about Speedstorm. I'm in Speedstorm Facebook groups, right? And there's this one guy that literally stated that all the PC players, they're not going to be able to beat because PC has an advantage over controller players and console players. And I'm just sitting here in my head, I'm like, do you not know Wolf plays on a controller? Toxic plays on a fucking console. Dino plays on a console. These are top players. What the hell do you mean that console players can't be good in this game?
They can.
They have an advantage. I think that's
They
just
do have an
people
advantage,
using
though.
an excuse to why they're not as good. Or
And,
better at the game.
well, I don't know, because you got to remember when it might not. So, at least from what I can remember, it's not as much of an advantage as it could be made out to seem.
No, it is. It's a more precise input. It's just certain players on controller just understand the mechanics better and are able to exploit it better. But if we're just talking about pure inputs and what's more precise,
I'm talking about players that have used both. So from what I remember hearing is that on maps with a lot more turns and curves, controller feels better, but more straighter maps, mouse and keyboard feels better. Because remember on a controller you have more I don't know how to describe it, but the analog, you have more room where you could kind of move around while you're drifting, where you could control your drift. But keyboard is more like, it's more straightforward. I don't know how to explain it, but
all I know is that
I remember Ferrari.
Ferrari was telling me there was a clear advantage from him moving over.
Every
keyboard.
Every controller player that's with the keyboard ended up being faster once they got on keyboard.
Ferrari literally was the one saying that Ferrari and Wolf were saying that they didn't think it was that big of an advantage.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. When it comes to time trials,
taking some time to get comfortable to the controls, but I know he said there was a clear advantage.
It's been lots of people that they did the time trials on controller, then they did the time trials on keyboard, and once they moved the PC, they were doing faster time.
Toxic. Tell us why you think controllers better.
But there has been people that have said that. But then I remember clearly that Ferrari came, and remember Ferrari was I don't want to say he wasn't making a fit about it, but he was really trying to get it, kind of get it through to us that it's not it's not as big of an advantage as we thought it was.
You know what? Nano, you're gonna make me drop the interview with Soft Alice because I remember him talking about this.
Nigga, you should have.
Hold on. So you're telling me this is the time that you're gonna eventually bring out the interview that's 2 years old?
You should just release it just to release it. Just having it on some hard drive, just for it to potentially you lose the file forever. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you put in energy, effort into getting that interview, so you should release it and not
release
just have it
the
in
Snyder
the
cut. That's what they're saying. Release the Snyder cut.
But
we had this conversation last year and you still didn't release it.
Hey man.
All I'm saying is, long story short, I don't think just getting cooked it means you're going to get better at the game. Like, you can get cooked and not learn. You have to understand why you're getting beat. You have to understand, is it the character, is it the mechanics, what are we doing wrong? Like, I feel like there are some people they join, and just because some skilled players, just pass them up doesn't mean they're getting necessarily better. If anything, it might discourage some players.
It just depends on your attitude towards it.
Toxic said drop the vid now.
He ain't dropping that shit, Toxic. He gonna leave that shit in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah,
bro.
that shit's never gonna see the light of day. We're never gonna know what the fuck Safrala said or nothing.
And that was a good ass interview, bro.
That's just why you gatekeeping the community, Sammy?
Bro, he gatekeep. He's gatekept like a couple of interviews, low key.
Hey,
yo, guys, I'm going to open up a petition, and we can all sign it, and I'll send it to Sammy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yo, Nick, he has yet to drop it.
He even got our shit, bro. He didn't release our interview either.
So we're talking about the interview with South Frales, because he was talking about how South Frales was talking about like the keyboard compared to controllers on Speedstorm, which none of us know about because we didn't get to hear it. Sammy.
But I guess, to wrap up the last two team scores, we have the Late Born versus the Dons of Speedstorm.
See, Wolf just defunct it right here too. Wolf said I have a high-end magnetic keyboard, and for sure I can be a little bit faster if I use it. But if you have a good joystick, it's just as good. Joystick is more comfortable for him. It's all about preference.
Yeah, if you're used to it, yeah. And the issue with controllers is eventually controllers get stick drift. You don't have that issue with keyboard. So
but keyboard keys get sticky. Just saying.
That's true.
Hey,
shout out to
that means you need to quit eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches over your keyboard. And
yeah, just wash your hands when you finish with the bathroom. Sammy?
Yeah, I know.
Sticky fingers?
Half an hour shower?
I don't know, man. You were the one who said you had sticky fingers. You said it.
Hey, I was just joking.
Oh, now you joking. All right.
I don't know why my keyboard's sticking. But hey, we got the late board 142. We got the Dons of Speedstorm 218. For what's it called? The late born, we had Maisie with 40, the real special one with 40, Sons with 34, and Seymour with 28. Okay, so Seymour is entering the competitive scene. Okay, good to see. And then we have Toxic leading his team with 71. I believe he scored the most points so far. We have Dino with 58. We have Falcon with 51. We had Tom 4K with 20. And we had KH Fan with 18.
Hold on, was Crusher not playing in this season?
No.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't think so.
I think Crusher retired.
I don't think he's... I don't know. He didn't.
Maybe
he didn't start, but...
The Don Speed, so that is a steroid team as well. Toxic, Dino, Falcon, Tom 4K, Tyap, K8. So they coming in, they trying to do something.
A lot of experienced players, man. They said Brazil. Watch out. They coming for the dub, man.
But there's another.
And last but not least, we have BRZ Final Boss, 252. They almost got a perfect score, off by 8 versus 108 Union Jack Arrows. And then for BRZ Final Boss, we had Rugal with 70, Wolf with 67, Valak with 63, Hayes with 52, and then for the Union Jack, we had a Galvanator with 38, a Three-Headed Monkey 31, Phoenix Evolved with 22, and Turrets with 17. You know what?
I kind of know who's gonna face each other next week.
Yeah, man.
BRZ and Lola.
People don't really talk about it that much, but Rugal actually might be a top 10 player for sure, bro.
What? Didn't we say that before?
Not a lot. People, when people talk about the top players, they usually talk about like Wolf, Ferrari, Toxic, Falcon.
No, we mentioned Rugal. I remember when we did your list and Angel's list, we mentioned Rugal a good amount of times.
I think in order to do another top,
at that point,
maybe 10.
At that point, to be honest, we had Rugal over Wolf. I think Wolf was in the top 30 at that point.
Who was we? Who was we?
No.
I don't.
If that's the case, it would have to be because Wolf was playing Brawlers at the time.
Let's just say there definitely if there needs to be an updated list, because I feel like I said the game's evolved, players have gotten better, players have gotten worse or stagnated.
Are y'all gonna make it? Because me and Angel made ours.
Yeah, Caleb, I retired, so.
Hey man, if I were to do it, I would go based off of numbers, just straight off of the most recent tournaments. Like it's basically calculating all of the tournament results,
the aggregate,
and then putting a list based off of that, not based off of opinion, just based off of results from solo tournaments and stuff like that. Time trials like the speed run challenge. That's what I'll go off of. But maybe that's something I can do. But like I said, yeah. We'll see.
Oh, and actually, Sammy, that was a lie you just said. I did not have Rugal over Wolf. I had a Wolf over Rugal. I just checked. So you just talking out your ass.
Yeah, you gotta double check yourself around Sammy. He gonna throw a monkey wrench in there.
Let me see them receipts now.
He be gaslighting.
You definitely tried it with that one.
We definitely did.
It's gotta be Angel's list then.
My list has Wolf in the top 10.
Yo, be saying shit. Like what?
I think Sammy's talking about his list that has not been publicly made yet. I think that's what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
he probably projected.
Wow, this will be finalized, remember?
Damn, Kayla, you right, man. You definitely gotta check Sammy, bro. He's saying shit.
Sammy's a troll, okay? Now, for next week, or this upcoming weekend, we're going to have Lowland Thunders versus Final Boss. We're going to have the New Wave versus the Dawn to Speedstorm. Late Born versus Pharaoh. Burnout Bandits versus Ferrari. UJA versus Catastrophe. BRZ Once Upon versus RB Team. And then Pure Country versus the Assassinos.
Let's give a quick, let me get a prediction.
Did the team that Lowland and Final Boss face, they're not facing each other next week?
They are. It's UJA versus Catastrophe.
Okay, I was about to say.
But I guess let's give
The lowest scoring teams. That should be a good match. Yeah,
let's
exactly.
give our predictions, man. I guess for Lowland Thunder versus BRZ Final Boss, I'm gonna lean towards Final Boss just because they are like kind of like the chance, kind of like they're the team to beat. So
Okay, see,
Yeah. I agree.
I agree as well.
Pretty
Final
much.
Boss.
I think the last couple of times they played them, they ended up getting the W.
Final Boss till this day is still undefeated. So, I mean, betting odds point to Final Boss.
But Lowland Thunder, this might be their strong. It's like every season they get stronger, or they have strong people. So I definitely think they could upset.
Yeah, they definitely can.
The power dynamic.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Cedric. I mean, as much as Nell and Cedric say they're washed, they're nowhere near washed. So, like,
Yeah.
they got a star-studded team.
I still think Cedric and Alicia are still some of the best players in the game, man.
I think so too. I mean, look, you barely see Cedric play Speedstorm, but that motherfucker was a top 20 in the time trials for the speed run. Barely played Speedstorm,
That's a fact.
and then he got that top time. So put it that way.
Oh yeah, guess what?
Yeah,
I got top 35.
Hey, that's good.
Hey, it's so crazy, Caleb. A lot of people couldn't get your time, bro. There's a lot of people who, if they tried it, they wouldn't be able to get what you got.
And I couldn't get the top 10 times. I'll try, but I can't get the bunny hopping down. I'm good. But I'm proud of my time. Even though I didn't win nothing, I'm happy with it. Sorry.
Oh man.
But
man, it's
I don't know who I got for that race, honestly.
Yo, what amazing.
definitely Final Boss. I think they understand that they can't slack versus this team.
yeah,
Man.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fireworks.
I got 6 out of 10 for BRZ. Like out of 10 races, I think they could win 6 of them. But it's that.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you got a
we'll see.
60-40.
Well, more like 55, but I rounded up. So yeah.
I thought we were doing
Okay.
what's it called for all the teams prediction.
Oh yeah. We're doing. So the next one will be New Wave versus Dawn.
I want to say Dawn. I think the Dawn will stay undefeated till they face Final Boss.
I think
Even then, I don't know.
I'd have to agree.
I think New Wave
agree.
can beat them, but you guys definitely are the underdogs. This is the Vegas betting gods. You guys are the underdogs. But I think you have the skill to beat them. But the
I
Dons
think
definitely are the favorite.
I'll say this: whoever wins between BRZ and Lowland, I think that's the team New Wave is going to face.
Because
Whichever team loses, I think that's the team that New Wave is going to face, which is your team, Angel. So I think you gotta pay, like, as much as you gotta pay attention to your race, that's the race you gotta pay attention to as well.
About Vicky with Angel, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Angel was equally as skilled as, a lot of the top players of the Dons, but I don't know if everybody on your team is equal in skill level to like Dino and Toxic. And not to undersell them, but they're very good players, but
You talking about Dino and Toxic, you can't forget Falcon and Tyat.
Yeah,
Falcon and
fucking
Taya. Yeah,
Taya.
Taya, number one on the speed run challenge. You know what I'm saying?
And guess what? Haz is not on this team, so you know there's no delayed system this time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You only beat me because I had a delay system. I was you were running that 60%.
I think it's gonna be a good game. You know, I will say, you know, I have been learning a lot more of my mistakes. I've literally been practicing or been playing in private lobbies with Avi and a lot of them in the VC on a daily basis. Like that same mistake that cost me the finals in the solo tournament, I learned to not do that mistake ever again. So now, like I was practicing with Toxic, and you know, I had the same bombs. Instead of throwing them backwards, I threw it frontwards, and that was the only way I was able to beat the Toxic was because I threw them shits frontwards. Now I
he learning.
Yeah, because because you know I will point my mistakes because I will be a person that will be humble enough to learn from his mistakes and admit to his mistakes. If I would have thrown my bombs frontwards when it was that 1v1 versus Falcon, I would have won. That was the reason why I lost. It's because I was throwing them backwards instead of frontwards.
You know what I just gathered for this too as well, Angel? Toxic is still doing his 1v1 training on Speedstorm.
Hey, Toxic be gaming, bro. I promise you could be up at like 3 a.m. and if you hit up Toxic to play, he go in.
Yo, I
swear. He don't sleep.
Look, yo, we were just chilling in the VC. You know, me, Absent, we were just vibing, right? He's like, yo, let's do a private lobby. I was like, fuck it, whatever, right? I shit you not, like 10 minutes later, Toxic comes in the VC. What are you guys doing in here? I swear to God, that was the first words that came out of his mouth is, what are you guys doing in here? And then he peeped the private lobby. He's like, oh, you guys are doing privates. I swear to God, private lobbies is like a mating call for these guys. I swear to God. As soon as a private lobby is open, it's like they sense it. Their spidey senses be tingling.
The best thing Gameloft did was give a little bit more stability to the private lobbies. Because the private lobby used to be bad. But now we can do that. Ooh. I guess to move on to the next team, the Late Born versus BRZ Pharaoh. I'll probably give it to the Late Born.
You think so?
Yeah. Macy's team is really good. Macy got RSO. He got himself, which is a really good player. Sons is a good player. They got Romanja. Oh man, that's a World Cup season 1.
Yeah, Romanja.
Winner. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the boy Romanja. And then who else did he got? Seymour. Seymour's a great player for his age, man. This kid is like what, 13, 14 years old?
Hold on. Did you just say that Cam's Turbos has a rival?
No, Seymour's a savage.
No rivalry. Cam's Turbo doesn't play, so there is no rivalry. It's not.
Cam's Turbo pulls a maxi and leaves.
Yeah, and then Randy. I don't know who Randy is, but they also have Randy. I don't know who Randy is, but they have Randy.
That kid Cam's had a lot of potential.
But no, Seymour is definitely probably one of the youngest good players that I know. I don't know how young Cam's Turbo was, but
before.
Yeah,
he did.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, Seymour knows his shit. He knows the bunny hops. He knows the slingshot.
Seymour doing some tech videos as well.
Yeah, he's still doing it as a series, which I kind of like. And this is why I didn't do the series. People want me in my YouTube to do these same videos where I run rank with one character, and I'll literally do commentary and explain why I do this, why I go this route, why I use this ability, why I hold this ability. Basically, a commentary of a play-by-play what I do in rank lobbies for each character. But I don't want to do that because Seymour did it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to feel like looking like I'm taking ideas away from people when I'm not. It's just that's what the comments I'll be getting on my YouTube channel.
You looking
everybody.
Out Seymour?
I don't think that. I feel like no idea is unique. I feel like a lot of people will see something and do their iteration of it. I don't think
we know the saying. Everything the sun has been done.
look at freaking Sonic CrossWorlds. You know, Absent and me were the only ones doing a certain build, and everybody wanted to copy. And then there was a new build, and
Yep.
everybody copied that. So can we say, oh, nobody else can use our build because we're the ones who originated it?
Mhm.
So,
I
I mean,
needed
you
the
know,
Silver Surfer build, and then everyone started using Silver Surfer.
there might
It
be
was
certain
I was like,
insights.
damn.
Yep, there might be certain insights you have that somebody else doesn't, even with the same idea. So, you know, I would say maybe, you know, I would say experiment as much as you can, you know, with certain
Yeah.
videos and see what people vibe with, man. Not that, you know, if I get it, you know, the whole, you know, content creator not trying to steal, I get it, but
Or y'all could do a
get what
collab
it's
video together.
yeah, maybe a collab, who knows? But you know, I mean, like I said, you know, I'll just talk what do they call it, cryptic, but you know, niggas have stolen a lot of shit from me, so
I mean,
no
look.
loyalty to niggas.
I mean,
bro.
look. I mean, Caleb caused drama in the Sonic CrossWorlds community, and in the first tourney because he was basically doing the build that everybody hated, but yet everybody copied. And I just don't understand. I don't understand that fake shit because why would you talk shit about somebody's build, but then you copy it?
They were hating on this
Yeah.
man for like the first 2 rounds. Then when they realized he was winning, everybody in the
Yo.
final rounds doing that same build.
My man Caleb a hate master, bro. He a hate magnet.
Crazy.
You know what me, Caleb? Hate is my motivation.
Yeah, so I was just gonna do what I do.
You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is, Caleb. And I'll keep it 100. The reason why niggas hated on you for that build is because they couldn't come up with it themselves.
Facts.
Mm.
Remember the no acceleration build or the no speed build, and people were hating on that guy, and then everybody started using that build and seeing it was decent. Mm-hmm.
But
If they can't come up with the idea themselves, they're gonna hate on you.
shout out to the late boy and shout out to Seaboy. I guess for the next you know, race prediction, we have
The Burnout Bandits versus Ferrari KA.
I'm going with Burnout Bandit.
I agree. Same.
Ferrari KA, but God, man, if Ferrari's not training them up, man, I can't.
Kel girl gonna go crazy on them. She gonna score like 65.
No, wait. Burnout Bandits is not the Cowgirl team.
That's not her team.
No, that's the one with Foster, I believe. And no, wait.
She's
No,
also
it's not.
the
No, it's not.
Ones, yeah.
This is Lionheart and Gohan-san's team.
Yeah, still Burnout Bandits. I think they got it.
Yeah, I think they got it as
Wait,
well.
who's on Burnout Bandits?
Gohan-san, Lionheart, the BB was a killer, some killer, and BB like Gooey.
Baby Killer.
BBL.
BB, yeah, BB Killer, yeah, BB Killer, and then BB Guspool.
Man, I'm gonna go with Ferrari KA, man.
Oh,
there we
okay.
go.
He said, "Look, man, if they win, I win big." Okay, I see you. You a betting man.
Nano, why don't you coach them up, man? Why don't you coach up Ferrari KA?
Man,
Nano don't even play Speedstorm.
Gotta be in the VC.
Hold on. Why don't you coach them, bro?
Man, I'm retired.
Exactly, perfect for you.
That's
You don't
funny.
you not play no more. You can pass on your knowledge like a
Yeah.
coach, man.
I ain't about to hop on the game to pass on knowledge. What?
No, you got all the knowledge, bro. Let the other people thrive. You all the knowledge that you acquired.
Man, the Dons versus Final Boss in the chat right now is crazy.
Damn.
Man,
we
yo,
gotta
Toxic
do a
said
vote here,
Forge
Angel.
did.
Angel,
Don's
drop a
up
vote
on
in there.
BRZ is crazy.
Hold on. We can do a vote. Put the vote in the
Yo,
chat.
we got Wolf.
Vote in the chat,
Wolf
Angel.
was like, "You ready to lose next week, Toxic?" Like, yo, these motherfuckers are already talking about next week. That's crazy.
Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. We can do
To
a
be
poll right
fair to Toxic, the Dons are technically the first undefeated team ever.
now. Mm-hmm.
I mean, one could say Brazil only got up there because the Dons disbanded. So I'm pretty sure Wolf is trying to get that narrative out of here, man. He's like, we're the number one team, so it's gonna be a tight match. That's gonna be the match to look out for.
I mean,
Yeah,
they gotta live up to their name,
forward.
man. They gotta prove that they are legitimately the final boss.
I'll say this.
Are they the
This is
same
literally-
final boss without Toxic though? 'Cause, they were.
Yes, they are because I mean obviously with Toxic they're a stronger team, but even without Toxic, they were still winning. They were still winning division.
That's a fact because Rugal is a good player, Wolf is a great player, good player. You know, Hayes is a great player, and so was Nunn.
Can't
Like
forget
the original four, they were all good players.
I'll
Yes,
say this.
sir.
This is literally the saying of an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we gotta
I
put
don't
this to
know,
a poll
man.
in the chat, Angel. We gotta put this to a poll in the chat. I want to see what people are gonna
Bro,
vote.
I don't even know how to do polls on YouTube.
Dang.
Not doing
I've never done a poll on
mod
YouTube.
status. But
I think I gotta be logged into it.
Yo, what up, Effortastic? The next match we got is UJA versus Catastrophe. I'm giving it to UJA.
I will also give it to UJA.
UGA. Then we got BRZ Once Upon a Time versus RB Team. I'll probably give it to BRZ.
Yeah,
RB
I
team,
think
they
I'll
gotta
give it to
more than two
BRZ.
players.
Them BRZ training sessions are crazy.
And then last but not least, we got Pure Country versus Ruthless whatever that
Assassinos.
Assassinos. Click on that. Who's on each team?
Yo, Sam, you're gonna have to teach your voice, Caleb, how to say some Spanish words. You know, you might have to like give him one of your Latinas or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta let him be your girl, bro. You gotta let him.
Whoa.
Whoa! I said one of his Latinas, not his girl. That's crazy.
Adam 22.
What's this? White
Hey,
Squad?
listen.
No, Manny, no.
The hell you think?
Oh, no, Toxic's not even.
Talk about
Toxic
that,
is not
man.
playing this week.
Damn.
And you never mind. You know what? I changed my vote. It's definitely going or leaning towards BRZ at this point.
That's crazy.
Toxic. You really gonna let the Dons take their first L? It's O versus O. It's a boxing match. We got
So you're telling me you don't have faith in Falcon, Tyap, and Dino?
That's only three
Nah,
people you mentioned. Who's the
need
fourth?
four, bro. You need four.
Hey,
And if it has, it's a delayed system, so definitely no faith.
He said no has.
This isn't on the team now. Wait, so
H-Man coming through for him, you know?
I mean, listen, shout out to Tom 4K and KH, but you need a top 10 player, bro.
You don't play BRZ this week? What are you talking about?
I think they play next
He's
week.
right. They don't play this week. Next week.
Yeah.
To go miss that match, bro.
There ain't no way.
Too much on
No, I was looking
you know
forward
what,
to
you know
face Toxic this week, but you know he got sport and he wasn't able. He has a game that day, so he's not able to show up. But hey, we're gonna meet again. You know, duplicate matches can happen this season in division. So
Shit, you know what? This might be in your favor, Angel.
my favorite.
I guess
Yeah, if Toxic's not playing, this might be into y'all's favor.
I mean, you still got three.
I mean, yeah, you got three, but technically now the Infinity Gauntlet is incomplete. They're missing a stone, so you got a chance.
That's just crazy. I'm sure they've been training up KH, and Tom 4K is not a bad player.
Yeah. So it'll be a good match. I think it's still even without Toxic, because their team is just strong regardless.
You know what, Angel?
But
I'm giving you guys a slight edge.
I will say, I guess just to wrap this up, Pure Country and Ruthless Assassinos. I'll probably go with Ruthless. You know, that's
Who's
my
on Pure
prediction.
Country? I don't
Foster,
know none of these
Terry,
people. These are
Garrett,
new,
Elton's
aren't they?
husband. I've seen some of these people.
No, Zeus is on here. Zeus
Zeus is good.
Montrose is good. Terrace is good. Denu is good. I mean, a lot of these players, I see Elsa's husband a lot in ranked, and they're good players too. So, but you know, I believe in my peoples. I believe in my boy Carlo, Iceman, Cowgirl, Sonny. You know, David's been in the lab. Jay's been in the lab. They've been improving as well. So, you know, and then they got Sonny too now. So, like, you know, they got a strong team.
Yeah.
And that is all the matches.
That is all the matches. So, okay, now that divisions is covered, so, you know, make sure you stay tuned this weekend. You'll be able to catch all the matches. You know, maybe you'll pick up some skill, you know what I'm saying? So make sure, you know, if you're in the Speedstorm community, you like kart racing, you like watching it, you know, make sure you check it out. But now we do have some big news. So for season 18, I think the first thing that got announced is it will be the Lightning McQueen cars season. It will be Radiator Springs. I believe they even posted some pictures of a sneak peek of what's it called, the maps. So I guess we could check that out. But then once we check that out, we can get into the rank mode, which you know, they're finally showing that there's going to be a Grand Prix. There's going to be ranked, finally a competitive mode within the game. So.
So does this mean regulated is gone?
It might be gone. It might not.
Then one way to find out, man.
Toxic. We're gonna be talking about that right after the ranking Grand Prix talk.
We got you.
Yeah, that's the next thing. We got you. That's the next thing.
We got drama all night for y'all. I know you guys been fiending on
drama coming, man.
Like
don't worry. Get your popcorn and tea ready. Will said that.
Sound like Toxic. He's thirsty. That brother's thirsty. He's starving.
Yeah. So, did we go over the roadmap? Oh, so there was a lot. Hold on, before we get into the notes.
Yeah, we did the roadmap already.
Okay, what about the picture leaks?
Yeah, we did that last week.
Oh, they showed the pictures of the track.
Yeah.
The picture of the track.
We talked about the leak.
Look, check out the CrashOut chat. I just sent it.
Yeah, I got it.
Put that up real quick.
That is new news right there. It's the track that they showed.
Yeah, that was actually in our Discord server. I passed through it yesterday.
Yeah, let's go over real quick.
Yeah, they did show what the track looks like. So here's
good.
Wait, what?
This look good.
You know what would be nice?
There it is.
Is it a hot take? What if, you know, Speedstorm allowed us to do like a open map kind of mode where you can just drive in the map without any race?
I will say, this map looks amazing from the 4 pictures that I've seen, and the fact that you can go into the freaking speedway. If you notice, the road leads into the speedway, so I almost guarantee you there's gonna be a variation that is just you guys racing in the speedway.
But the speedway look kind of small though.
It's not the Daytona type of track. It's the one where he was learning how to drift with the old car,
which is perfect because we're gonna be drifting. That's perfect.
I think it might be just like one little road where you drift in and out of. I don't think it's gonna be like inside the track. From this picture alone, it doesn't look like.
I mean, look, you can see it right here. You can see a little bit of it right here when you enter over here. And you see it right here.
There's 2 different paths into it though, because if you look to the far right, there's like the uncompleted side of the stadium.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna be variation.
Variation. You know how variations lock pass up and whatnot, and there could be a variation where these entrances are locked up and it's just a circle or the oval.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be a big oval though?
Well, I mean, we'll find out when the season comes out.
It's not, like I say, it's not gonna be the big oval like the Daytona, because this is like, it looks like the smaller version, like a dirt track.
Look at how good this town looks, though. Look at how good the town looks.
That's why I asked y'all. Do you think they'll ever like implement a mode where you can just drop into an open track and you can just drive around it, and like your friends can hop
like a free.
Do that? Yeah,
I
like
see them add that in the future. Yeah,
they got the whole town. No, like look at if you actually zoom in here, bless you, you can see it looks like that's Tomater right here by the finish line. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, I don't know if that's a little like, hey, you know, that's one of the racers. I mean, he was lead, but you know. You can see
Him
that.
and Jackson Storm.
Oh yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's at the start line. Yeah, I didn't realize that. So that just, I guess, the scale of it. Yeah,
You know, they got the,
it doesn't look like a car. It just looks like Tomater.
Hold on. If that's the scale, go back to the stadium.
Go back to
Because
the
if that's
stadium.
Tomater. Yeah, go back to the stadium because if that's Tomater, I was thinking.
Yeah, station. There we go.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking like based on the scale, the stadium was tiny, but if that was Tomater at the starting line,
Right, like exactly. The image ain't doing it justice.
yeah.
This is gonna be a nice. I wonder how many variations this map's gonna be, but man, Radiator Springs, man, this is gonna be a nice map.
Yeah, and I looked back at what's it called? The pics or our podcast. This was released after our podcast. I posted in the CrashOut chat. It was just a picture of the roadmap. We didn't do that last week. We went over the leagues.
But technically, the leagues were the roadmap. Like,
yeah, but we can go over the official one real quick. It's did I post it?
Yeah,
yeah.
This is the league roadmap, which I mean, this is the official roadmap, but the leaks, the leaks were pretty much more accurate.
This could be one of the biggest maps in the game, like nightmare type map, where you can travel across the whole map.
There's an update to the leaks, though. There is an update to the leaks, and it looks like Chernabog, that was supposed to be the mid-season racer for Peter Pan, has been replaced with Merida from Brave. Big news for your Disney princess fans.
A Peter Pan character was getting replaced with somebody. I was like, what?
No, it's the mid-season for the Peter Pan season.
So hold on, who was the racers for Peter Pan again? Was it Hook, Peter, and Tinkerbell?
Probably Tinker.
Which fun fact, somebody crashed out in my channel and commented and said, "No, Wendy, throw this game in the trash." Like they were big mad about Wendy not being the league racer for Peter Pan, and they said, they said they're not playing the game no more.
You know what? I can kind of see why they're upset because Wendy's very pivotal to the story too. Because like I said, I've been saying Tinkerbell could low key be, his epic crew member. And Wendy could be in there because initially what I thought it was going to be Peter, Wendy, and Captain Hook. But once a lot of people started saying Tinkerbell, I was like, I mean, yeah, that could work too. But who would be his crew member? The Lost Boys? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I'm going to tell you, like I told that guy that was mad about Wendy not being in there. Tinkerbell is by far the more popular character. Wendy is popular, but Tinkerbell is the more popular character. Tinkerbell was also a former Disney princess, mind you. That's big too. They would be stupid to not put Tinkerbell in the season.
Hold on. You say that, Angel, but if we talk about the Mulan season, what did we all say? Well, Mulan didn't get a season, but what did we all say about Mulan? Mushu's too damn popular to be crew, and he was crew. So I don't think popularity matters.
But a former Disney princess. I mean, I'm sorry, but you can't use that same argument over a Disney princess versus Mushu. Come on now. Come on now, Sammy.
What's it called? I am just looking at this roadmap. We got Cars, Villains, and then Peter Pan. The issue I have with it is they're starting to do this pattern recognition. It's like every season we're not getting new environments every season. It's every other season.
Yeah.
It's almost like, kind of like how we had the Zurg season, the Zurg and
Sonic, I need you to open up your ears, my guy. I literally said she was a former Disney princess. Former Sonic.
Yeah, if we go off a Wreck-It Ralph movie, Tinkerbell was not in the little girls club that they had with all the princesses. She wasn't there. So she lost her princess status, unfortunately. But the villain season, we'll probably get Syndrome from others, but there's no right.
Hold on, okay.
That's unfortunate.
Hypothetical here, right? Let's say Disney and Mario did a crossover. I'm gonna use this against you, Wolf. Who are the three racers? Is it Mario, Luigi, and Bowser? Or is it Peach, Mario, and Bowser?
It's just whatever agenda they want. If they want female, if they want female characters for like the girls or just for more diversity, they'll go with Peach, Mario, Peach, Bowser.
But if we're talking about popularity, I think Luigi's more popular than Princess Peach.
You see that right there, guys? And let me expand that for you. For anybody that tries to fight me when I say Tinkerbell was a former Disney princess, okay? You see this right here? What does this say? Former Disney princesses. Do you see that name? Tinkerbell. Although Tinkerbell was part of the princess lineup when it launched, she was removed in mid-2004 because of her lead role in the Disney Fairies franchise, which launched in 2005. So up until 2004, Tinkerbell was an official Disney princess.
Yeah, I could see her being a lightweight. She'll be a lightweight. But
I actually hope she's a driver. Well, no, she is.
Yeah, I think so. She a lightweight for sure. I think Wendy might be his epic then, if that's the case.
Could be, or she could be a mid-season. But
she could be mid-season. But like, yeah.
So
I was
like,
gonna say, who else would come out that season to be a mid-season? But I guess just her.
We're missing Raya.
I guess.
We're missing Raya. We're missing Merida, which is like I said, the new change leak. Merida will be coming as a mid-season.
I think she's gonna be a lightweight. I think Peter is gonna be a
Tiana,
midweight, though.
which is rumored to be season 21. Tiana, Princess and the Frog, is rumored to be the season 21. And then Pocahontas. That's the last. There's only 3 official Disney princess that's missing, which is Pocahontas, Tiana, Merida, and Raya. And Merida is leaked to be in the Peter Pan season. So we're officially be missing 3 princesses when Merida comes out.
Who do you say was left? Pocahontas, Tiana,
Merida, and Raya. Araya.
That's crazy. They put the black and the Native American princess at the back of the bus. They said, "Nah, we gonna put all our other princesses first."
Hey, the back of the bus is the best place to be at, man.
They said, "Hey, what comes out first? Princess and the Frog or GTA 6? What comes out first? What do you think?"
That's crazy.
I don't even know at this point if you say it like that.
Yeah, I'm being a little extra, y'all.
Princess, which princess is that?
Princess Ada? Is that well, she's not an official princess. I think she's like is she like an unofficial princess? There's so many of them. There's like unofficial princesses.
I grew up on Disney, but I didn't follow Disney after like a certain age, so you guys are gonna have to help me out here.
So all right, so the last thing we can talk about.
This is the new competitive mode. It is, let me see. Disney Speedstorm Season 18 new features, ranked and Grand Prix. Hey Speedsters. I don't know. Hey Speedsters, with Season 18, we're introducing 2 new features, ranked, a new way to compete with other players, and Grand Prix, a new type of limited time event. We prepared a summary of these features for you to get ready. So there's ranked. What is ranked system? Ranked is a ladder type system that ranks players based on how good they are in solo multiplayer. So glad this is solo and not teams. You get points when reaching the top 3 in a race. Winning with higher NPR racers will grant you bonus points. The amount of points you earn determines the position and what league you are in. So when it says top 3, I wonder, does that mean there's going to be like races of 6 or is it going to be 8? Because if it's
going to be 8, but it's going to take the top 3.
But just the podium, okay.
Yeah. Like, remember how we had ranked back in the day, and like top 3 would get the most points, and like 4th place, like you just didn't lose points.
Yeah, and I guess that's consistent with the streaks, because I believe if there's like a race of 8 people, if you get top 3, you keep your streak. If you get 4th, you lose it. So maybe something similar like that.
Unstoppable day 1. Who said that? Oh, what?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you already know. Note that when losing a race, you lose rank points as well. So try to win as many races as you can to progress to a higher league. Additionally, you will be getting the same amount of points regardless of the win streak. So okay, like that. What are the leagues? The rank system is divided into 7 leagues in brackets containing players of similar skill level: rookie, expert, master, grandmaster, challenger, legend, and unstoppable. Each league has a certain amount of points that need to be earned and maintained in order to stay there. the better league you're in, the better rewards you get. The 7th league, called Unstoppable, is the top league, and only a certain number of players can be there at the same time. In Unstoppable League, your reward depends on the position you are in. So try to get even more points once you enter the top league.
I'm not gonna lie. Hold on right there. I don't know why they got Challenger in front of Grandmaster. If anything, I'm putting Challenger after like Rookie or Expert. Like, that's kind of
yeah. Because like most ranked games, Master, Grandmaster, and then it's like whatever Apex Predator, Legend, whatever they want to call it.
I think truthfully, Unstoppable and Legend should switch. Like Unstoppable should be there, and then once you reach the end all be all, you should be considered Legend. Because you're at Legend status.
I think Challenger should be between Expert, Master, and then you got Master, Grandmaster, Unstoppable, then Legend. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, and I think that should be the order of what it should be. Legend should be the end all be all, because you know at that point you Legend, which I think the Unstoppable is a top 100. I don't know why, but I just feel like the Unstoppable, since they say a certain amount of racers, I feel like it's just going to be the top 100.
I think it could be a top 100. Legend probably like top 1,000. Challengers probably like top 2,000. Grandmasters like top 5,000. Like I think it's going to be done that way, and then the vast pool of everybody else is going to be in the bottom 3 ranks.
All I'm saying is y'all better be prepared, because day one Poppy, 3 o'clock in the morning, popping up a stream. 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all want to hop in on rank? I'm gonna be on rank at 3 o'clock in the morning, going crazy.
I'm gonna be there too. So we're gonna be going against each other.
Yo,
I'll be watching.
Every man for himself.
The race for number 1 in rank officially happens February 12th.
This will really help my top 10 list. Y'all talking put a list together. Yeah, we'll see what happens now once this competitive mode comes out. Then I'll really have some information for a list.
Yo, truthfully, also, I didn't really play the Sonic rank, but was it Sonic rank the same way where that top 3 was the only way you got points?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, once you hit the highest rank, if you get anything under 30,
so you saying they waited for Sonic to get their idea to get this?
No, but I'm just saying it's very similar. So people that did play Sonic rank, they could get familiar of how Speedstorm is going to do it, because they're going to do it pretty much the same way with the top 3 only getting points.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, just real quick before we move on, it says winning with a higher NPR rate is for grant bonus point. So that means you have to get your character up in rank before for bonus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about that? Winning with higher NPR races will get you bonus.
Damn, Wolf said I already got the day off too. Damn, looks like everybody's about to play this mode. I think.
Will that count? Will that also count for supercharged then?
It
doesn't say nothing about supercharged.
They didn't say nothing about it. They didn't say nothing about it being regulated, unregulated, supercharged involved or not. We still got questions about that.
Use supercharged characters. I'm not gonna lie.
When it says higher NPR, that makes me think if you have a character that's maybe like, I don't know, NPR 11, you'll get less points in ranked mode versus a character that you have NPR 40.
Yes, that's what it sounds like is NPR, and NPR is the ranked. So whatever your NPR rank is for your racer, whatever racer you use, you get bonus points.
So is it kind of almost like incentivizing you to increase their NPR before you take them to this?
Well, NPR is competitive because it's NPR now is called MPL. So if they were talking about MPL, they would have said MPL. No, this is NPR. So this is your rank for your racer in ranked.
Okay.
Which a lot of people got confused, by the way. A lot of people thought that, so team mode is still relevant because the higher your rank is in team mode and MPL, you will get bonus points. No, this is unrelated to that. It's unrelated to this.
You can't get carried.
Okay. So, I get it now. That's what I was wondering. I guess I forgot that they changed the MPL, so.
Yeah, so this is strictly ranked. So if your rank racer is MPR 10, like you said, and then you have another racer that's NPR 40, you would, if you use the NPR 40 racer, you'll get more points.
So basically, like if you're in like Unstoppable, you gain more points in Unstoppable than you would in like Expert.
Yeah, because by the time you rank that racer from Rookie to Unstoppable, you would pretty much probably get the maximum amount of points.
Okay.
Understand.
All right, so Next up, is the rank system permanent or limited? Ranked is divided into seasons. When a season ends, you receive the rewards according to the league and position you achieve by the end of the season. For the first few times, once ranked season ends, the score will be reset for all players.
A reset all the way? I think it should just reset you down a couple leagues.
No.
Let's keep going. In the future, when a new season starts, you will be starting from the league you got in the previous season. If you are inactive for some time, your points will be gradually deducted, and you will move down the ladder in subsequent seasons.
So this is just the first few times. After that, you will stay in your rank. So I think they're just probably resetting it for the first few times to just, give it a test go. And then once they got the formula down, then they'll start, not resetting you.
How are the rewards?
What's going to be funny? When they try to not reset you, it's going to be broken and everyone's going to get reset. And they're going to have to fix it.
Yo, Sam, you wish the downfall of this game, man. I swear.
Nah, but that's game lost MO at this point with this game, man. Every time they implement something, they try to fix it, it's broken.
How are the rewards distributed? When a ranked season ends, you will get the rewards according to the league you are in at the end of the season. If you're in the top unstoppable league, then you may receive additional rewards depending on the position in the league. So I know with MPL, if you hit like MPR 40, you get like 120 blue shards. So I'm curious if you get like unstoppable, are they going to give us blue shards? Are they going to give us upgrade tokens? I'm curious to see.
This is what I would want. Is exclusive cosmetics or something exclusive. Like, you know how Sonic, you get exclusive like banners for being in the top 10 and the top 100 and whatnot.
Lobby, and then you see the banner and people are like, oh shit, he's from Unstoppable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like that would incentivize people to be an Unstoppable because you're gonna want that drip to show off.
Yeah, it should be about drip. It should be about.
I still think giving us some tokens also.
I mean, yeah, that too. But I feel like if you're Unstoppable, the additional rewards should be unique to you being in that Unstoppable.
Yeah, they got to give us something. I mean, with Diamond, that was my issue with the whole hitting Diamond. It's like, yeah, you get like a little blue skin, but then for like Champ, Grand Champ, and Ultimate Champ, there's no like skin, there's no reward for getting to those high NPR. So for this new ranked mode, there definitely needs to be like some kind of cosmetic to show that, you're at the top. So no, I agree. What happens if two players have the same amount of points? The player who got the amount of points first will be higher in the ranking. So if you want to be number one, whoever hits number one first, essentially have priority.
Unless somebody beats you in points.
Yeah. Does playing with bots get you points? Any race and solo multiplayer will either grant or deduct rank points based on your performance, including racing with bots. So essentially, there might be a race where there's 6 human players, 2 bots. You're still going to get points. Maybe they'll adjust the points depending on how many human players.
Or hopefully there is no bots when it comes to like on like the higher rankings. Like bots can be okay for like the the first beginning like ranks. But like once you go into the higher ranks, there should not be no bots. I hope Game Love understands that. This should all be human players because putting bots in the higher lobbies is gonna fuck that leaderboard up.
Yeah, we don't need like a race full of like I don't know.
I agree.
6 bots and then you get second place. Yeah, you get second place in a lobby full of like 6 bots and you're gaining points. Yeah, we don't want that.
Don't tell Sneaky about this rank shit.
Yeah, Sneaky can get it, bro. This is our doghouse. Sneaky don't know what he's entering to.
You won't sleep, bro.
Yeah, I ain't worried about Sneaky.
You don't want that smoke.
Damn.
But yeah, that is the rank. So overall, what do y'all think before we move on to Grand Prix?
I have a lot of questions. I got a lot of answers, but I got a lot of questions.
Honestly, it sounds similar to what CrossWorlds got already, so I think it'd be decent if they implement it well. And like in terms of rewards, like Wolf said, exclusive cosmetics, something like a banner that you can show off when you're in a lobby, like a public lobby where you might do like in a regulated mode and you got the banner out and people are like, oh shit, someone from Unstoppable. Like you kind of want that cachet in the community. So I think that's something good that they can implement if that's what they do. Maybe there's an aura around your cart. It doesn't matter which race you choose. That's the aura you get for the entire season. Or maybe, on your profile it says, what your ranked was from last season, and they could check your stats. Like, oh, season 1, you were unstoppable. Season 2, you were like legend, or you know what I mean? Like it has your history. That'd be nice.
I would like that, like a statistics page where it'll show your stats from the previous ring season. I do like that. I do like that.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm loving this idea. I like the fact that I can get on the game and I can be competitive within the game, not have to do private lobbies outside. I enjoy private lobbies and all the customs and stuff, but ideally for any competitive game, you want your game to be competitive. So if Speedstorm is finally going to be competitive at this point, I can't wait to race against all the other people.
You funny as hell, my guy. You funny as hell because
some good races.
I'm thinking the same thing. Let's see who will be number one in this, because there's no team mode. There's no ganging up on people with toxic racers or anything like that. Oh, I'm excited for this.
Three stacking, freaking Sallies and stuff like people were doing back in the day. So, yeah, this would be, every man for himself.
So hold on, you could just, technically, Caleb, you just brought this up. Technically, you could use a cheese racer and get yourself to the top to some degree.
Yeah, but everybody can.
But we don't know what else they're gonna implement. They gave us like the statistics here, but there were leaks that the rank mode is supposed to implement. Now, take this with a grain of salt, but yeah, bans. Like each racer in the lobby can ban one racer, and they didn't talk about this, but that was leaked. You know what I'm saying? Like you can ban certain racers, but other than that, though, like from my opinion, the questions I have is this regulated? Is this unregulated? That's my main questions. And then is Supercharge involved?
Supercharged racers, this might be cooked on before arrival.
And my other question is, every map going to be in fucking rotation? Because Game Law, if you don't add all your maps in rotation, I'm tired of racing the same fucking maps. Put all your maps in rotation and ranked.
Yeah, they need to do that.
I agree.
Also, they need to up the percentage. Like whenever there's a new season, that map needs to show up more often than some of the old maps.
Yeah,
I hate when there's like a new season and I feel like I'm still racing on the old maps and not the new.
It should be like Sonic, how Sonic does it when there's a festival. And
that one just shows up everyone.
Yeah, for the most part. I think they should add a vote system for maps as well. If they're going to do a ban system, do a vote for tracks.
Yo, that's another thing too. I would love for them to show us the freaking map in a lobby before we choose our racers, because that would also provide a skill.
Whatever you want to use
a certain racer. Exactly, because that's the divisions level type of shit right here.
This is right.
If Castle loads up, you're not gonna fucking play Mr. Incredible on that map or like a heavyweight character. You're gonna choose a character.
We're not using Gantu.
Wait, that's a good point. Because now that I'm thinking about it, like there might be somebody, they choose Gantu. They're ready to go crazy, and then now they have a competitive disadvantage because Castle with tight turns shows up. Yeah. So
that means you're gonna want to race this whole thing with a character that's balanced.
Yeah, is this gonna be gambling? Because let's say I'm gonna choose Tia Dalma. Like, I'm gonna choose Tia Dalma just in case we got a high handling map, and then it's Jungle Ruins. Now I'm screwed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with Wolf. If players can ban racers, they should be able to see the tracks. Yes, because that would dictate, who you're gonna ban. Say, for example, it's an auto map. You're gonna ban all the auto characters. Tigger, bye. Snow White, bye. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then now you got to choose.
You should be able to pick the map. You should be able to choose random. You should be able to get a lot of power in terms of what you dictate for your race.
Yeah. So Game Loft, if you're listening, definitely add what's called map selection for the competitive mode instead of just making it random where the RNG chooses it.
I agree. And like, hey, you might not implement it this season, but maybe you can look back and be like, okay, maybe we should add this to rank to make it spicier. Like Sonic changed rank from season 1 to season 2. Season 2 is no OP, no OP builds in season 2.
Yep.
You know what too? Like how there's gonna be less content for the villain season. They got no excuse to not work on something like that to implement it for the following season.
100%.
Yeah.
And then the last thing for our Speedstorm news, and then we're gonna go to the Sonic drama, is the Grand Prix mode. Go ahead, Caleb.
What is Grand Prix? Grand Prix is a new type of limited competition featuring a set of solo leaderboard events. the better lap times you get, the better reward you are. What type of rewards are there? You'll get rewards for your position and leaderboard. So try to complete the races as fast as you can. The first Grand Prix is set to only feature leaderboard rewards, while future Grand Prix may also feature milestone rewards. How many tries do I get? The first Grand Prix event is planned to have unlimited tries, so you can perfect your time as many times as you like. Future events may have a certain number of tries available. Which racers can I play in Grand Prix? Different events require different racers to participate. The more racers you have, the more Grand Prix events you'll be able to partake in. Are there bots in Grand Prix events? Yes, Grand Prix is made out of solo events with bots on the track. We hope this makes things more clear for future features and can't wait for you to try them out. So we talked about this off stream a little bit. They don't understand what words mean. This is not a Grand Prix. This is a time trial. So essentially, the little speed run challenge that we did, this is what the Grand Prix mode is. It's going to be a set of time trials, and there's going to be like a leaderboard, and where who can get the fastest time, you get rewards based off of that. Why they call it Grand Prix, I don't know. What Speedstorm has as tournaments should be Grand Prix. You know what I'm saying? And this Grand Prix mode should be called time trials. I don't know why they name things so weird.
Or they could have just called this speed run, like a speed run event. You know what I'm saying? Essentially, this is what we did. So what I'm thinking with this Grand Prix, since they're calling it Grand Prix, these time trials, speed run challenges are going to be four races. And then you got to get the best combined time overall, like you had to do for the speed run challenge. But that's the only reason why I'm thinking it's 4 races instead of 15, because Grand Prix is usually 4 races. But that's my guess. Hopefully we will find more, when we get a video explaining all this. But I mean, I do like this though. I mean, people are mad because there's bots, but I mean, in the speedrun challenge, we also had bots. So I mean,
just time trial, basically. Yeah, just like easy CC or whatever. And I guess since there's like limited characters, it's kind of like just how like for the speedrun challenge, you can only choose Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. For some of these Grand Prix, maybe it's just only Aladdin characters or only Big Hero 6 characters or something like that. So
I got a question for y'all. I got a question. Do y'all think the speed run challenge that they did was a test run to see how big it would be for something like this?
Definitely was.
I think the same thing.
That's a Grand Prix.
Because I said that when I did the speed run, I was like, why didn't you just implement something like this in game? Because it would have been so much easier for everybody to participate and not look what they're doing. Because truthfully, a lot more people would have been able to participate in the speedrun challenge if that shit was in game and they didn't need like a plug-in to track their time.
It's kind of crazy. What kind of timeline are we in that Game Loss listening to the community?
Oh shit, Sammy, are you starting to second guess your decision on Speedstorm?
Nah.
But you're finally seeing that shit. Maybe Game Loss is listening.
I don't know who they fired, but good job.
That's crazy. I don't know who they fired as well. But that is all your Speedstorm news, guys, for the Grand Prix, the cars map that came out, the road map, all the division stuff that's gonna happen that happened last week. I'm excited for this. Both of these events, Grand Prix and Ranked, I'm gonna be streaming day one. When the server resets, which is like 3:00 in the morning, it's gonna be the race to number 1. That's gonna be the title of the stream, race to number 1. We're gonna see Wolf a lot, we're gonna see Toxic a lot. I'm sure we're gonna see Caleb absent and all the top players in divisions, in these ranked lobbies. So I'm excited, I'm excited because I'm gonna definitely like grind my ass off, and this number 1 is gonna feel, actually, hard work, because it's not, none of that bullshit, AFK bullshit, and you're literally going against the best players in the game. And in order to get points, you need to be in the top 3. So, I mean, there's that too. I think we all about to be zombies on Speedstorm. But what's your guys' final thoughts on all this before we go to the next subject?
I think this is all good for the game, because this is something we've been saying for I want to say the last 2 years, maybe 2.5 years. We've been saying that, GameLoft needs to step their game up. The game wasn't in a good position, like a year ago. And slowly but surely, they've been like putting things together. Took them longer, but better late than never. It was late, but they were still able to like salvage what they had and kind of turn things around little by little. So it's a step in the right direction, I think.
I agree with Sammy.
All right.
Now,
Well,
will this be something that brings people back that like quit? Like we're talking about, like Maxi, Giselle, other OGs,
Them niggas
like
not coming.
popping.
Nope.
Well, yeah, that's a toss up, but you never know.
but also, before we close this whole Speedstorm thing, I will say this because I know a lot of people talk about, this game, has the same players or, nobody new is coming in. I want y'all to know that there is a lot of new players that are starting this game. Like, you might not see them in the Discord, you might not see them, but they are there. Like, Facebook groups, there's like, I just started this game 2 days ago and I'm in love with it. Somebody, I just finally bought a console, and somebody said they scrolled on their PlayStation 5 and they finally got from a PS2, and they were searching up games and found Speedstorm and fell in love with it. So there is new players coming into this game on a daily basis. It's just GameLoft retaining these new people. That's really what they got to work on.
Yeah, I think one way they can, go back to form is, change things back to how it was pre-season 7, where if you wanted the golden pass, you can grind your way through rank, get them tokens up, and then get a golden pass credit and get yourself a season pass. But they ain't doing that for now.
All right, y'all. We almost at the 2-hour mark. Let's get to this Sonic stuff, man.
Ooh, because this is juicy. Y'all said you wanted drama.
I was waiting on Caleb. He's whoever is gonna start this off that knows more than I do, because
I'll just say this: Nano is actually the one that brought it to attention. I wasn't really gonna bring any attention to it. I've been involved with enough drama within the community. What I'm saying?
Caleb trying to keep his hands clean.
I know everything that happened. I was involved with it. I know all the sides. About to go keep it on the DL, but apparently somebody made a video about it. Somebody who was on the one up was on the team, and he spoke things from his perspective, and I think that opened Nano's eyes to some things, like what's going on. So I guess Nano or y'all can play the video and we can watch it and then go over it and then talk about what's going on, man.
Yeah, so I did receive this video from Mr. Sonic Anarchy, and I sent it to the group. And I'm not gonna lie, it piqued my interest, man. It piqued my interest because for all of the Speedstorm people, we are very familiar with the infamous person by the name of Smarty. And we know how, we know his reputation in the Speedstorm community, but he went over to the
Speedstorm community.
It is mostly negative. It is mostly negative.
What's negative? Because non-biased. Why is Smarty have a
somebody who don't know, basically,
in the Speedstorm community?
So, from what I remember, I know he never got along with a lot of people in the group or a lot of people in the community. I remember back in the day, him and Zuzu, I think they used to be cool, but we understand how both of their personalities are. They clashed, butt heads, and they created this big old division between them. And I think at one point they were both trying to become like the number one people for the game.
The face of Speedstorm.
Yeah, they were both trying to become the face of Speedstorm.
The Avengers.
And I mean, I don't even know what that means, but they were basically trying to be the Speedstorm guy, and you know,
So like Ninja of Speedstorm, like how Ninja was kind of the face of Fortnite.
Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of people, if I'm being honest, if their personalities was just better, I don't think anybody would have really cared. But we know how both of them could be. Um, a lot of people when we had Smarty on, when he was talking about you know, his history and his past and stuff like that, you know, a lot of people actually came to our comments or our chat, and they were speaking against him because they feel like Smarty be on some bullshit, and they were sharing their experiences and whatnot, and they were saying how Smarty had like a Discord, and at one point I guess because of his fallout with Zuzu, he was paranoid and he started crashing out on people and deleting people from his Discord and stuff for no reason. And people were like, what the hell? I didn't even do anything. Why am I getting, deleted and stuff like that? Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't think that's the sole reason why he was deleting people, even though that's what he said, because I was a witness of him deleting Shy from his Discord. And what happened was, I think Shy was playing with Defendant Williams or something like that at the time. They ran into Smarty, and Shy ended up beating Smarty in a race. And then Shy said she just got kicked from his Discord. So I knew he was big capping with that one. And based off of that alone, that was already kind of giving me kind of negative vibes with Smarty, on top of what people were already saying, on top of what people were already saying about him, which kind of sucks because we were kind of having kind of give him the benefit of the doubt and stuff like that. And, even people like Sonic was saying he got deleted for no reason or kicked off the server for no reason. And going to find out, I think he deleted his whole server. So I think even Angel got kicked and everything.
Kicked as well.
Yeah, I did get kicked.
Yeah.
I tried to talk to him. I'm like, yo, why did I get kicked? And he was like, I chose a side, and I chose the drama side because I'm friends with Defended and all them. I'm like, bro, I'm friends with everybody, bro. I'm not in that drama shit. But no, he was persistent in thinking that I was a part of drama and this and that. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to play the game and meet new people. I ain't worried about none of this drama that's been happening before I started playing this game.
Hey, we got some ex 1UP members in the chat.
Yeah, man, shit was serious, and and we already know, he was already at odds with people. I think Rael, Silent, and some other people didn't really like him, for their own reasons and whatnot. And it just seemed like Smarty's reputation in Speedstorm was pretty down in the water, man. And from what I've been hearing and witnessing, it looks to seem like it was a lot of it was self-inflicting. So he, for those who don't know, Smarty is now, I guess, a known figure in the Sonic CrossWorlds community. I guess what he couldn't do in Speedstorm, he tried to do in CrossWorlds. I guess he started with a clean slate. He made his own competitive team, and he started to become a very, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why he got this role, but he was some person with power for the competitive scene, and he was talking with all these people that had connections to the competitive scene and the resources for the community and stuff like that. And I don't know, bro. But do you guys want to go have the video play?
Yeah,
And we just,
Yeah, we
you know,
can play the video.
Yeah, I'm playing the
We got the
video.
video play, and then we'll go more into detail.
Yeah, I will say from experience or just from what I've seen, you know, I mean, he had drama in the Speedstorm world. He had drama now in CrossWorlds, and I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if this was either Zuzu or Smarty, but they also had drama in the Crash Team Racing community as well. That was like this, so it didn't happen for the first time in Speedstorm. This was already happening before Speedstorm was in existence. This was CTR like prime days. So, you know, I mean, 3 strikes. I don't know. I mean, you go for like.
Let him touch the Mario Kart World community. Let me say that.
Maybe the whole Crash Team Racing is the issue with Thunder Hunter. Because I don't know if I've heard of Smarty being involved with the Crash.
I mean, like I said, it could be Zuzu and not Smarty, but I mean, essentially, they're both the same. They're the same at that point. They're both full of drama. So,
hey man, Royal Bob said as an X 1UP member of the Speedstorms, there's a whole lot more than this. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. When it comes to Smarty, man. It runs deep with him. I don't know how he gets himself into all this bullshit, but you know, Agent, whenever you're ready, man, you can play the video.
I'll play this video. I'll play that video. But yeah,
you
no.
know, we could talk about it, man. We could talk about it.
All I'm saying is if y'all are trying to be the face of Speedstorm, and I'm gonna tell you this from a content creator and streamer and a Twitch partner, y'all went about it the wrong way. Because I've been to Zuzu streams, I've been to Smarty streams, and I got instantly turned off the way they talk about other players. When they sit there and be like, oh, yeah, there's a reason why I'm number 1. It's because I'm better than you. And I'm this, and I'm that. And I mean, I get it. You can shit talk, but the way the tone was when he said that shit, it wasn't like, you know, I'm just, you know, trash talking for entertainment. No, it's like, no, I mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell from a tone of somebody's voice that they mean more ill will than they are just joking about it and just hyping themselves up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's a fact, man. That's a fact.
Right here, Flimmy Z is not
That is a fact, man.
However, listen, sometimes the circumstances call for it. Those circumstances being the poll.
I don't know, man. We about to see what kind of tomfoolery Mr. Smarty 1UPs has gotten into with the CrossWorlds community.
I'm not taking it far enough, but overall, the feelings towards the situation are all over the place. So I'm here to clear it up. And just so y'all know, I do not condone harassment towards anybody involved. And that's dead ass, y'all. This the game that got SpongeBob riding a damn hoverboard. I promise it's not that deep. So don't go harassing people off this. I debated even talking about it because it's real life dumb as hell, but it's also funny as hell. And if you know anything about me, I'm gonna get my jokes off. Last couple disclaimers. This video, along with the rest of my channel, is satirical to a certain degree. That's just kind of the brand. And I'm making this because the lasting effects that this situation could have on relations with convention staff and, you know, like Sega people, stuff like that. So with all that out the way, y'all want to know what happened. However the hell y'all managed to stir up drama 4 months into a racing game about Sonic the Hedgehog driving go-karts is beyond me. I want to preface and say that I actually met some chill-ass people through the CrossWorlds space. Y'all are for real the goats, and I can't wait to kick it with y'all some more at the conventions and on the Discord, stuff like that. But unfortunately, while I'm chilling having a good time with the casuals, the competitive side of the scene is burning alive. And I'm talking, it looks like World War II, y'all. Which makes sense, because the main culprit of all this was trying to run the scene just like him. Take that out of the script. That better not make it to the full video. So if y'all remember back when I dropped the video, I'm addicted to Sonic Racing CrossWorlds, I said I went and joined the public Sonic Racing Discord, the modding Discord, the tournament Discord. I joined everything, bro. The tournament Discord, aka Rival Circuit, now named CrossWorlds Circuit, is one of the big players in our story, alongside with Team 1UP Soda, competitive CrossWorlds team / community. You've probably seen them on the leaderboards. 1UP Smarty, the captain of 1UP Soda, the ex-1UP team members, Thunder Hunter, former 1UP team member, Wind Riders, competitive Sonic Racing CrossWorlds team and community, the Rival Circuit tournament organizers, and the online space Prima. And guys, guess who also just so happened to be on Team 1UP once upon a time? That's right. Yours truly. But we'll get to that in a second. I want to start with where the entire situation stems from, which is former 1UP team member Thunder Hunter. And because this gets into some AO territory, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm a spectator and have no dog in this fight. I'm just trying to document it so that we don't hoe out Sonic Racing CrossWorlds chances of being at conventions and make sure Sega don't look at us crazy. Alright, so TLDR. Thunder Hunter was a former member of Team 1UP. He must have had some ops because while he was on the team, some people went and dug up screenshots from 2023 that showed that he was feeling this one character from Neptunia a little too much. Yeah, that is a very underrated looking anime character. Learning that this was the origins was frying me because this actually started everything somehow. And it don't take a genius to know that this obviously doesn't hold up in the court of law. But personally, I'd check that nigga hard drive, just in case. You can never be too careful. But after a certain team caught wind writers of the situation, they started making memes. And boy, I tell you, them memes was frying me alive. So this obviously started beef between the Win Writers and the 1UP Soda community. Some of the Win Writers was calling the 1UP team members unrelated to Thunder Hunter, PDF file defenders, or people that condone that type of behavior. And it's obviously not right for the whole 1UP team to be lumped in with one person that got caught in 4K on some weird stuff. But as we'll see as the story continues, there's not a whole lot of maturity and intellect going on. So amidst this situation, the beef between 1UP and WR starts here. That's right, we have Sonic Racing Gang Wars. This Sonic Racing shit gets serious. You better be ready to die behind it. And all this took place around New Year's time, the start of 2026, which also happens to be the time that I joined the team. I joined 1UP as a content creator and spawned into instant drama, resulting in me leaving the team after a grand total 2 days. So let's review so far. Thunder Hunter screenshots drop and the memes start. The 1UP team, instructed by their captain, joins the Rival Circuit Tournament Discord and start defending each other's name. And some new info, this resulted in the Rival Circuit being shut down for 2 weeks. And here's where I want to reference the conversation between me and the 1UP team's former elite team captain, Shogama. Now y'all, Shogama's my boy. I know him for years. We used to play Mario Kart together.
Remember how I tried to show you that inconsistent wall clip?
Yeah.
It happened to me.
So obviously, if I hear that he got involved in a Sonic Racing falling out, I'm interested in the details. And this will also be covering the most important part of the story, the 1UP team captain, Smarty.
Wanted us to jump blindly into the Rival Circuit server and start quote unquote defending our teammates. And if we didn't, we were gonna get banned. Bro, that shit was ridiculous. He must think I'm a fool if I go blindly jump in. He kept yelling at me, talking about some Shogama, bro. I don't see you in this chat. Come on and get in here and defend your team.
What?
Started from Thunder Hunter was seen as a foul to most of WR and some other teams. A screenshot was shown from 2023 of Thunder Hunter saying that the young version of Neptunia was his wife, but he explained that he was using waifu in a non-sexual term. It was just like, oh, it just means favorite character, all that, which I thought the wording was fucking stupid as hell. I do think that how WR went about it was a little extreme, and this is before I even really learned how bad Thunder Hunter actually was. But at the time, I thought it was kind of extreme that they kind of jumped on him like that, and that kind of just bled into the Rival Circuit server to the point where that's how it got closed down. A screenshot of somebody being a little too happy about a young anime character, which is still really funny that I just bled to this shit.
So this is the initial PR disaster of 1UP, and we're gonna see from this point forward that things don't really get much better afterwards. Situation number 2, the mishandling of Rival Circuit. Somehow, some way, Smarty was put in charge of the entirety of Rival Circuit and was working with the moderation team to try to get the server back up and running. And this team even included the effective Momocon liaison, Doma, who would have definitely been the point person to go to if there were conversations about CrossWorlds being at in-person events for the first time. Smarty came into power at Rival Circuit after he announced to 1UP that there are no longer ties connected to Thunder Hunter. And that announcement, after all the preaching on backing up and defending your teammates, was what caused me to leave, because that was a PR disaster waiting to happen. If you thought the handling of the Thunder Hunter situation was bad, the handling of Rival Circuit was not much better. Rival Circuit was due to finally reopen after 2 weeks, but Smarty put the condition of it opening be that the teams WR and PX remain banned from competing.
Smarty was very, very adamant on that one single message of PX and WR being banned that it took almost an hour of him arguing with Domo about the whole thing. I mean, Domo had a long speech.
So this was the mod team argument of reopening Rival Circuit.
Domo threatened either he worked with us and how we feel about this, or Domo was pulling out. And that was the only reason we even got to where we are, because Smarty's advantage state or whatever he was using was being threatened. His position was being threatened. So we did get to an agreement to okay, well, we worked the message. People who were banned from the previous team are staying banned, but they could just appeal the ban and be fine.
Eventually, the Rival Circuit mod team came to an agreement and made an announcement on that Friday.
Right, we jumped into the voice chat on that Friday and prepped everything. Then I made the announcement. That's how the fallout started.
So it seems that the huge issue between the mod team of Rival Circuit was that Smarty was adamant on the former leader of Win Writers remaining banned after the reopening of Rival Circuit. And this came off to the mod team as prejudice and unjustified.
Clearly, this is being done out of your own personal vendetta. This is no longer just a fresh start for the community. now you're just holding this grudge against these few people to the point where now you're like loudly arguing with our MomoCon rep, including about to sabotage this whole thing, having terrible excuses for the perm ban, locking in so hard on like the whole, oh, he's the leader of WR, even though we have two people who are saying that he no longer is the leader and he's been inactive since October. He wouldn't give that up. It was like he just turned his brain off and just became a robot, repeating the same thing over and again. He's the leader of WR. That means I'm justified for keeping the permanent banned.
Eventually, the mod team asked for proof that the former captain of WR should be banned, directly from Smarty.
Now the town is like, all right, listen, at this point, shut the fuck up, post screenshots. He kept trying to keep going, and we're like, no, post screenshots. If you have proof that validates your claim, post them, post screenshots. He ended up revealing that he slipped up by saying that, oh, he's going to go and talk to Deos about getting them, which revealed he never had screenshots ever. There was no proof against Dizzy in any way, shape, form. Everything he said was a lie. The 2 weeks of him saying, oh, we have 100 screenshots was not true. I was mad enough where, even though my friend was already pulling out, I was already like, I'm taking my team off of this whole thing. No, fuck this, I'm done.
So this led to Cloud Ninja's team, D2C, pulling out of the entire agreement. And these partnership agreements would continue to be canceled with this next situation, the Prima X 1UP collab CrossWorlds tournament. Super TLDR, Smarty approached the Prima group and wanted to collab for a CrossWorlds tournament. They accepted, set it up, and announced it. But issues came up when the Prima group told Smarty that he wouldn't be allowed in the caster/moderator call because confidential information, such as payouts, and back-end tournament setup would be discussed. The caster mod call was going to be a meeting before the tournament happened. And because Smarty was a player, he wasn't allowed in the call the same way other players weren't allowed in the call either, stated by the Prima group, leading to Smarty going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because some of the casters were 1UP members, which he thought gave him more authority to be in the call as well, despite being a player. The Prima group told him that that's not fair and that's not how they operate, and if word got out that he was in the caster call, they would end up getting blasted more than they already have for already collabing with 1UP in the first place after the Thunder Hunter allegations. So after a long argument, Prima pulled out of the collaboration and the event got canceled. I'm gonna pause right here and just put a little side note in. If anybody is looking to run a space or a team, this is clearly not how you do it. Smarty, if you're watching this, I've only had like 2 conversations with you and I don't have anything personally against you, but this is not how you do things, and everything that's happened, your whole team leaving and all of that is a result of your actions here. That's just how it goes. Don't try to dodge accountability. This stuff doesn't happen naturally to people that do things correctly. If you want to issue an apology to your people, go right on ahead, but it's clear that you burnt a lot of bridges doing this. And now it's time for y'all to see one burning in real time. We find ourselves at the final situation, back talking to Shogama and him leaving the team.
Every time he kept trying to hold on to people, or like whenever people actually left, he would just call them weak and like all this other stuff. Dude literally said, this dude literally to me, he said, go ahead and be a failure. I was like, all right, bro.
You can leave the team if you want. It's up to you, bro. It's up to you, bro, if you really choose to. You guys are just overreacting because of one day of a post. It's literally one day. But if you want to leave Shogama, go ahead and be a failure.
All right, y'all, that was a lot. So what's the point of all this? Don't be weird when it comes to how you handle people in the space. This is a scene, it's a new game, we trying to make it grow. This is like the first Sonic live service game, and I don't know why I expected it to go smoothly with the greater Sonic fandom and live service, but this is an example of what not to do. And it's also to make sure that the higher ups see that it's not everybody that's involved with this. It's just a few bad apples. I want to see this game at conventions, I want to see more eyes on it, and I want to see the scene grow. But it's important that it's done properly. Y'all, I'm being serious. I am not making a video like this again. I am not no drama channel. I was just covering it because some of my boys was involved. This isn't to give the place a bad look or anything. It's just for documenting and making sure it don't happen in the future. If y'all made it to the end of the video, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to remember to drop a like, drop a comment. I want to know what y'all opinions are on it because yeah, there was a whole lot of moving parts to it, especially if you're somewhat directly involved with the situation. Let me know in the comments how you feeling. Sub to the channel for more commentary videos, drop in weekly. Oh, and join the Flimpire Discord server linked in the description. I talked to a lot of new CrossWorlds people through this, so hey, if you want to chill out with me in my space, that's where it's at. And that's about it. Thank y'all for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Wow. That's a lot to unpack there. Holy cow.
Yeah. It's hit mainstream. You know what I'm saying? This dude, Flimsy, he's not a small content creator, you know what I'm saying?
I've been watching his content when the game dropped.
So it's out, obviously, people try to keep the drama down because they didn't want to, like he said, he doesn't want to get to the tournament organizers if they think, a bunch of drama, tournaments canceled, nothing. But anyways, it's gotten out. Stuff has changed. But anyways, yeah, a lot to unpack. What do y'all think about that video?
Man, that's just... Oh, man, that's messy.
Smarty.
That's messy.
Like Smarty. Bruh. When we had Smarty on our podcast the last time, he said he was trying to turn a new leaf, bruh.
Yep.
All this is saying that he didn't learn shit from his mistakes in Speedstorm.
Mind you, this is well documented. It's up on the channel, bro. He said he was trying to be different.
Yeah, and CrossWorlds is going to be his new slate.
If you want to see everything that was talked about with the Smarty stuff, you could always go search in our channel and look up the Smarty 1-ups.
Yeah, we had him on because we want to be unbiased and let everybody speak their truth, and we had Smarty on to give his history of him Speedstorm, all the people he's helped, on Speedstorm. Some people might joke, "Oh yeah, Smarty made you" or something like that, but Smarty has been involved with certain people in the community. There's obviously been the drama with Discord and Zuzu and stuff, but we just allowed him to speak for himself and give his his side of things. So we did do that on the channel. So if you want to check that out, you can.
I mean, take a step further with that. He even also got into the competitive scene on Speedstorm, and that was kind of hit and miss. But I guess that was like his first time getting his feet wet to see what he could do with a team, and then he took that same idea and tried to implement it at CrossWorlds, but he went about it the wrong way.
Oh, so okay, I guess we'll get into it, but I guess first, some of the things in the video. I think the last that we just spoke, Smarty did have 1-up in divisions in the competitive scene. He was a team leader there, like Sammy said. No issues there. And I talked to Smarty personally about this, and I told him, I was like, yo, man, like, the way you talk to your team when they automatically or when they accidentally stun you is kind of like OD. Like, it's kind of...
Yeah, it's like he's chastising them. Like they're kids or something.
Talking down,
like his
being verbally...
is all fucked up and
Come on,
everything.
Jimmy, how many times did I tell you not to?
Bro, I swear to God, if Smarty, my bad, Caleb, because I'm actually passionate about this shit. If Smarty was on Stream Snipers, he would not be able to get away with that shit, bro. Like I would snap on that nigga, bro.
Bro, I'm not even a captain. He would have to quit the team when I'm done with him.
Yeah, bro, like that. Like he was when Smarty was in the comp scene, at least for divisions for Speedstorm. If you would watch the VODs, bro, I don't know if Princess Tierra still has them, because I remember she was like she had the VODs for the races that Smarty was in, but he would talk so crazy to the people that are supposed to be his teammates for if they made mistakes and stuff like that. And it's crazy because if he would make a mistake, ain't nobody yelling at him or like talking down to him like that. So I don't know why he talking to his teammates like he's their dad or something like that. So that was rubbing people the wrong way, and I don't like that. I feel like that shows a lot of his personality.
It shows the kind of character you got, or lack thereof.
That's facts, man. That is facts. And I don't want to harp on this Princess Tierra thing too long, because we know her shit kind of runs deep with some stuff that was happening. But another thing that I didn't like is we caught wind of what was going on with Princess Tierra and her leaving and Smarty and stuff, and how Smarty was dogging her, and I think because of how she left or something like that, Smarty didn't like it, and people in Smarty's Discord didn't like it, and he was like sending people to like talk shit to her. That shit was hella lame, bro. That shit was lame, and I think that was hella fucked up, because it really kind of like shows like how people could be so fickle Now, granted, yeah, she left, and she might have not. I don't. At least I don't think she said anything disrespectful when she left. She kind of just left without saying anything and everything. And Smarty was like upset at her, and I just felt like all of the shit talking that people was doing was unwarranted, at least from the information that I got. And then when she came back, now everybody's like all happy and stuff. To me, that's hella fake.
Yeah,
I don't like that shit. Now, granted, from the video that I saw, I'm not gonna lie. I think Princess Tiara got some problems that she need to deal with.
right.
Especially from what I forgot what homeboy's name was, but I think she was like talking to somebody.
Yeah,
And
that video was like 40 minutes long.
yeah, she was like
gotta
talking to somebody, and Smarty didn't want to. And I know we said we weren't gonna talk about this, but we don't have to go super deep. But I'm kind of like man right now because this shit kind of no.
I know about the crash out.
No, I'm not gonna crash out, but I just don't like. I'm hearing too much bad shit about Smarty,
Yep.
and I don't like it, man. I don't.
You know what they say?
like
If someone
it.
shows you who they are, you gotta believe them.
Yeah, and hopefully, I hope Princess Tiara is all right. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna be honest, Princess Tiara. If you see this, you should get away from Smarty, bro. I don't know I don't know what type of bond y'all got, but Smarty ain't it.
That's
bro.
not healthy, man.
It's
I said
toxic behavior.
In the past, bro. I said in the past when we all found out about this shit and some other things, I was like, bro, I don't know about you guys, but to me, that whole one-up shit, like a cult to me. That's not something you wanna be a part of,
Following, man. Yeah, that's a red flag in itself, and Smarty is also a red flag in itself. It shows very toxic, narcissistic behavior, and I don't know what this man does to. I don't want to be rude to say brainwash you guys, but like the fact that this man can literally do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants, and tell you guys to do whatever he wants you to do, like. Yeah, do you guys not think about like what you guys are doing for
that's
him?
the worst part. The worst part was the fact that he had his hands in like some of the biggest things you could possibly think of in terms of like competitive scene in CrossWorlds. Like he was able to be like the figurehead of running the whole tournament at like MobileCon. Like imagine that. Like imagine a scenario where Game Loss like, yeah, we're gonna be doing official tournaments, right? And then like a week later, you're hearing like they're doing a lot of partnership work with Smarty because they think he's the figurehead of the competitive scene. You know how much power that is to one person that he could dictate, ban this guy because he's so only because he doesn't have a good relationship with you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or ban his team because I think his team might be better than mine. So ban this guy because I have proof of him doing one thing that I didn't like, and that way his team can't compete in the tournament. Like that's scary, bro. You're giving the wrong type of people power to run certain venues and tournaments like that. Like that's not gonna be a good thing for the community. And that's why I say, Caleb, you need to find a new team because it seems like whoever's attached to Smarty's name goes down with him.
That's a snap effect.
I don't want that to happen to you, my brother.
Yeah, Caleb, give us some insight, man. We know you got the ties, man. What's going on?
This is why Caleb's been silent for like 2 weeks. You've been stressing.
Oh man. Okay, first there's some things to address. Nano obviously spoke what he wanted to speak, and I'm seeing comments in the chat. We gotta address Awesome. Like, okay, Awesome, like you can't act like you innocent here. I won't speak too much on the Tiara situation, but you were one of the main perpetrators making memes about her. You know what I'm saying? You were one of the, talking negative. I think what's it called? When it comes to Sonic talking about his situation with 1UP and him trying to hit up Rissa. From what I hear, also you were kind of harassing Rissa, and that got you kicked off of 1UP. And it just seemed like you were kind of going at Princess Tiara and Rissa, on multiple occasions. So you can't sit up here in the comments and act like, oh, I didn't want to do it. Like, that's not cool. Because here's the way I look at it. It's like everybody's cool with Princess. She's the greatest person ever. And then something happens, where she's not in 1UP temporarily. And then y'all start talking crap. You know what I'm saying? You one of the main perpetrators. But then when she rejoins, now all of a sudden you're trying to act all buddy. I'm going to be real. I don't respect that, to be honest. I don't respect that.
That's one of the that's some of the fake shit I was talking about. That's just not good, bro.
That's that J smash.
Yeah, nah, I wasn't cool with that. But like I said, if things are better, I'm happy. But like I said, I saw the switch up from people that supposed to be, friends, and to see the way y'all was going in, I wasn't cool with that. So awesome, quick capping in the chat. Acting like you just this innocent party.
It's funny because I was gonna say something, but I was like, you know what? Let me just keep my tongue.
And
Caleb said it.
But I'll just keep it there, at least on that. Okay, so insight I'll give with Smarty calling Shogama a failure. Oh man. That, like I said,
what's up with that?
I talked to Smarty about this. Like I said earlier before the video, it's dude. I said because he, we were talking, and I said I have no issues with you, Smarty. Me and him always been cool playing together, but I couldn't act like I didn't see the way he would talk down to his team, like you said, condescending or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like, I guess, apparently he was talking that way to, some of the people that he had high up in 1UP. And I guess, they eventually got tired of being talked down to like that, and that's something that, he has to work on, I feel like, as a leader, you just can't be, even if you are in anger, even if you're angry, sometimes you got to let things go. And, people are, oh, I'm sorry, but then you keep harping on them, pressing down on them. You can't keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe in Speedstorm, people tolerated it, but in CrossWorlds, when shit hit the fan, people, that stuff built up, and then they eventually decided enough was enough. And they had enough. And like I said, I always thought like, it's like, I guess when you would lash out, I'd be like, damn, I would hate for him to talk to me that way. And I mean, when I joined 1UP, Smarty never really talked to me crazy, but, he might have not talked to me crazy, but like maybe some other people, he sometimes might have been a little.
I wonder why that
verbally
is. Maybe because he's just like, he knows, like, you'll talk your shit in the Speedstorm community. He probably seen that. He's like, man, I ain't trying to go 1v1 with Caleb like that.
Do you feel like Smarty knows who he could get away with that?
I think so. I think so. That's the only reason why he'll be
confuses.
Yes.
Maybe.
You know damn well he's not gonna do that with Caleb. That's something he might actually lose in.
But I'm very outspoken. But to be fair, Smarty did defend me in a lot of the drama I was dealing with some toxic people on the other side, and he did have my back, and
I will give him that.
But it's so Smarty isn't all bad.
Smarty, I remember when you joined and you told us you joined 1UP. I was like, "Damn, you joined 1UP? What's up with that?" And he was like, Smarty, he seemed like he changing. Things seems good over here.
Here's the thing, Smarty. I do think Smarty. Overall, I think his intention was to come to CrossWorlds, build up a more positive community, leave the Speedstorm drama behind, build up a team, which he did. He built up a great community of players, a lot of top players, and a lot of cool people. Like old boy said, he joined, his friend was in it. We had top players. I think I have a picture. It was like all of us was like in a private lobby together. We were all having a great time. Like literally a day before all the drama happened, we were just vibing. So he did build a community of a lot of cool people. You know, we did have a strong team. It was going well until it wasn't, you know, and that is, you know, sometimes you get in your own way. And I think there are some aspects where he might have gotten to his own way.
You think I think he's power driven. I feel like we've seen this over and over with him at this point, because like you gotta remember, at some point he was at the pinnacle in Speedstorm's community, and when he got to the top, he started tripping with Zuzu. He comes out here, he gets to the pinnacle again, because remember he has some power with the whole tournament situation going on, and what happens? He starts tripping again. At some point, you got to say to yourself, man, I should not have any power, because every time I get in a position of power, I always fuck up. It feels like there's no one that's going to either show him that or tell him that.
It's a prime example of power getting into your head, man. That's a real thing. I mean, look what happened in Speed. So look what happened in CrossWorlds. All this shit that we just learned about. Like, if you're like, I think like his character, in my opinion, this is what I think, and this is just me speculation. But from what I see, Smarty is the type of guy that once he is at power, it's all about him. Nobody else matters. It's just all about him. And the moment that his position of power is threatened, he'll do whatever it takes to make them like tell you what you want to hear, to where that shit is no longer a threat to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he'll do his same old ways until it gets threatened again. It's like a rinse and repeat pattern. Like, it's all about him, you know. And if he's not at the top, or he's not the person that everybody's talking about, or he's not involved in everything, he starts crashing out.
Why do you think it's you? You know what, Angel? You right, because why do you think that Smarty always throws what he did for somebody to their face if things don't go his way? He always talk about how he made somebody, or he's the reason for this. He did that shit to Princess Tiara.
He tried it with Caleb. Oh shit! What?
he always saying he made somebody. Yo, bro.
I wonder if he got that from Zuzu. Remember how Zuzu was like, I made Toxic?
Oh, shit.
He even said something about how he's the reason the CrossWorld community got the collab with Momocon or something.
Nah, that was before that shit.
Yeah, that was Dallas. I think Dallas was working with it.
They got that shit before Smarty, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Dallas just stepped down and pretty much gave the reins to Smarty to take over, because Dallas.
So why did Smarty say that?
That was the issue. I think, I think when Dow stepped down, he gave it to the wrong person. He should have gave it to a neutral party.
Okay, so I've heard some interesting things. So, with all the positive, I'll get into the negative in regards with me and Smarty and within 1UP. Toxic, me and him have been in communication. We were teammates in CrossWorlds at one point, but, Toxic was, when I joined 1UP, he was just like, hey, man, Smarty's saying that you a snake. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, somebody said, like, he was calling you a snake. I'm like, what you mean? I ain't snake nobody. But apparently, that's what Toxic said. I guess when I talked to Smarty about it, he said that, if you join 1UP, you're not going to snake me or anything. And I'm like, no, I ain't going to snake you. So it's just like, you're calling me a snake, but then you're saying you're worried that I'm going to snake you. It's like, come to find out, it's like, Smarty, you said some things, behind my back. Apparently Shogama told me that, when it comes to the podcast, that he would always, apparently from Shogama, he said that he made the podcast to undermine our podcast, and that he would always tell Shogama. And these are people.
What did I say, Nano? What did I been saying, bro?
These are people who don't have anything. These are people that don't have anything to do with Disney Speedstorm, so they don't even know us. But apparently, he was telling them that look at our numbers compared to your numbers. Their numbers are this and that. Hey, this is.
And so Sammy was right.
I was on the money, man.
Yo, Sammy probably beating this just like.
All right, yo, Dallas, where's my money at? I put money on this. Dallas, pay me.
And don't watch their podcast or interact with this, them or whatever or something like that. Or
We don't talk to the
We ain't worried about the one-up podcast, man.
Apparently, Shogama, said that, like it was one of the things that Shogama got tired of. Him always acting like, oh, we're better, we're bigger, we're more powerful, whether that's in racing or whether that's a podcast, like trying to outdo us for whatever reason. But that's kind of like, damn, man. I'm like, I wasn't too fond of that.
Smarty been a hater.
Hold on, because now you also involving the homies and me, and I got something to tell you, Smarty, because you want to talk about numbers. Do you really want to go there? Are you monetized on YouTube? Are you a Twitch partner? Are you a Kick partner? If there's anybody here that could talk about numbers, it's definitely not you.
Roy in the chat, he's affirming it. He's saying that what Kayla's saying is true.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. Hey man, we're gonna have to get Shogama on the podcast because
yeah, I mean I can hit him up, but
this is really interesting.
My thing is like we don't own podcasts. We were talking about streaming releasing videos. Let's get into it. Why did we make this podcast? I think the reason we made this is because when it comes to Disney Speedstorm, we did some interviews for the competitive scene. Everybody was covering the casual stuff, Pop and Skyline, and nobody was covering the competitive side of Speedstorm. And so first it was Nano and Sammy. They did their videos on Sammy's channel. They had their interviews and stuff. And then eventually that evolved into, hey, why don't we, make a podcast where we talk about, the competitive scene since nobody's doing content. So that's what we started. We started covering Disney Speedstorm stuff. We started covering the competitive scene, and then we added on to it, whether that's other gaming news or Sonic CrossWorlds or other racing games. After we talk about our, Disney Speedstorm stuff, we talk about that. That's the whole reason why we started this podcast. It wasn't to be bigger than anybody. It wasn't, like, oh yeah, we're gonna, have 100 million subs. It's because we had a passion for the game. We wanted to create a value for people in the community. You know what I'm saying? It's never about who's bigger than who. So, and if, Smarty wants to make his podcast and bring his own, his own perspective to, Disney Speedstorm or other racing games, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like the whole trying to tear us down to build yourself up type of thing.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with that shit at all.
You slimy fucker.
Like, I don't fuck with that shit at all because, like, look, we don't tell nobody, hey, don't watch the One Up podcast. Don't watch Smarty. Don't do none of that. Regardless of the fact, there's room in this content creation world to have more than one podcast where we're not competing with each other. We're not doing none of that. So for you to just open up your mouth and talk about numbers and this and that and try to tear us down, bro, it just shows you the type of character you are. Truthfully,
bro, what's out there for everybody to eat. So the fact that that is nuts.
You know what's so crazy? Sammy been telling me this for a long time, man. He would be like, I don't know, something's off about I low key feel like Smarty made the podcast to rival us or something, and I'd be like, nah, why would Smarty care about that? Like, why would that matter? Like, it's not like,
you know why?
Like, there is no incentive for him to do that. So like,
you know why?
I feel energy off. That's when I know.
Look, I'm gonna tell you that, like I told you about what Smarty when the position of power is threatened. He likes to feel like he's on top, so he's gonna bash everybody else to make him feel his head up. Like, oh yes, I'm the best. I'm bigger than anybody in these worlds, Speedstorm, CrossWorlds, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna do that. That's his character because he wants to feel like he is number one. Smarty, I'm sorry,
The
but
thing is, we were doing something he wasn't even doing.
that's another thing. What
He
are
had
we
the
doing?
idea until we came around and pushed that out there for ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, think about it this way. As I told Nano from the very beginning, had I not met Nano, like initially, a lot of people don't know this. I'm going to say this right now. Initially, how the whole World Cup was supposed to be covered, the very first one, I reached out to Skyliner because I knew he covered like, you know, the casual content, but I was like, oh man, I just stumbled upon like, you know, like the actual comp scene. And I'm not that big on YouTube, and I know he loves the game as much as me. Would you like to cover this? He didn't respond to me. But I went on a whim. I looked at the Discord. This was when Bozzy was running things. Oh my gosh, that's a long time ago. But I looked in the Discord and I seen this Nano guy, and a lot of people gravitated towards him, and he looked like a cool dude because, you know, normally a lot of people gravitate towards you, says something about you. So I figured, okay, either A, he knows a lot of people, or he's just a good person in general. And I like to put myself around positive people. So I reached out to Nano and I said, man, you want to cover this shit? And he said, yeah. So if it wasn't for me going on a whim and getting in contact with Nano, I would have never met Caleb or Angel. And this whole podcast thing would have never happened. So really and truly, if he wanted to be the face of Speedstorm or if he wanted to have the biggest podcast, why didn't he start the podcast before all of this shit? Why did it take us to start a podcast for him to want to be like, oh, we got to compete with them and start my podcast? Like,
Man. Straight haterism.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't compete with anybody. You know, we're all for any content. Any content for any game is great, regardless of how small or how big you are. So to knock another podcast down to make yours feel like it's bigger, you know, that's hater energy, bro. And you know, I don't fuck with that energy. Everybody can benefit from each other if we actually, you know,
because
stop competing with each other and actually think about it as a way of, you know, we can all learn and grow from each other.
for the yeah, and I mean when Sonic Racing CrossWorlds came out, we were all excited for it, and obviously, you know, there's already enough drama within the Sonic community, but I hate that, like the fact that Smarty might have got some people who, you know, didn't even know who we were and then telling them negative things about us or our podcast and telling them to not interact with us and stuff. I don't like that. That's
Yep.
you know, people who don't even know us. You know what I'm saying? You know, because hey, you know, you. Yeah.
Shit, that's probably why Dow said what he said.
X, he's like, oh, I don't like Nano and that Sammy guy.
That's crazy, man.
Speaking of truth, pay the people, bro. I was on your side for like
Nick, we're
a
talking
month.
about the one
Hey,
podcast.
maybe his payment shit's not working right. You know, give him a chance. If it's past like 2 months, then maybe you look into it.
No,
Like,
I agree,
all that
Wolf.
ghetto stuff
I
you're
agree.
talking backs, like, come on, bro.
I agree. Skyline are not covering the World Cup when it first happened is definitely the biggest like loss and a missed opportunity that Skyliner could have done, because he could have brought so many eyes to the competitive scene.
And that's why I went out of my way to ask him, because that's the very thought I had. I was like, bro, he's one of the biggest, if not besides Poppin. If he covers this, the game's population will grow. You know how many people watch this guy? At the time, he was averaging 5K easy in his sleep.
Yeah, and we've
the game.
We've never said we were as big as Skyliner or Poppin. You know what I'm saying? They were in their lane, we're in our lane. But end of the day, we were doing something that they weren't. And, you know, there's been other people. Smarty's not the first one to do like a Speedstorm or racing game podcast. I remember there's supposed to be a show with Nalissi and Cedric. They're supposed to do like their version of a show, like a Twitch
for the World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to, but I don't remember why that didn't happen, but yeah, it didn't happen.
Yeah, but
I mean, it was
nothing
around the
bad.
same time that they kind of stepped down because of all the drama too. So they probably said,
Yeah, that
we're
might
gonna
have
step
Oh,
down
yeah,
as
probably why.
hosts.
That's probably
There's really no point for us doing a like a show or a podcast because we're not really hosts anymore.
Yeah, because end of the day, I feel like they would have brought something different that we don't bring, and we bring something unique and exclusive over here. So, and obviously, we probably would have did some collabs and work together. They do one part, we do another part. Like it was never,
Exactly.
oh, we're bigger than you. That's not what it was about. So, that's a little, you could say hurtful ego, I guess. I
man.
guess just to get into
Bro,
the video.
I'm honestly, I'm kind of heated, bro. The fact that the fact that he's telling randoms, pretty much randoms, to hate us for no reason is crazy to me.
And it's
Yeah,
crazy.
Rob-
They probably cool people, but yeah, you were saying something about Rob. My bad.
I was saying, Rob, yeah, you said something in the chat because apparently Rob said he was there when it was said. So I mean, if you want to come on the podcast, we'd have you on. We could talk about it.
Yeah, man, we get scheduled
Royal Rob.
on one of the episodes, man.
Yep.
Damn,
Have
Rob.
you
That
talk about everything.
Rob said he was trying to
know?
do that when Wolf announced the founders tournament for Speedstorm because he was trying to get his name out there, but Smarty said no. That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, it's Nick, especially when I was trying to be indifferent about the whole situation because, like I said, I don't know too many of you guys in this community. I'm fresh. So I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt at the time when everyone was in the chat, like Silent was like, "Oh, this guy's a snake," and I was like, "Well, maybe he's trying to turn over a new leaf," and he comes and does this. Man, you'll never hear me vouch for this man ever again.
Man, I always try to give somebody a second chance because there is people that can change and they learn from their mistakes. But once you do it again, it's like, okay, man, I don't think you're ever going to be able to change because at this point you're repeating patterns, toxic circle patterns.
And I guess just to get into the video that we just watched in the points, I think the first point had to do with Thunder Hunter and how all this drama started. So Thunder Hunter, there was some misconception. So they were saying that he liked a kid version of an anime character or something like that, and
that
that was his
person
way
from Neptunia.
Yeah, Neptunia, the cloud person, said that that's not true. We had a whole meeting. We're like over 55 people. We pressed the dude. We talked to him about it. He showed receipts. You know what I'm saying? He was referring to the adult version of the character. But what people do, because the issue with Thunder Hunter is when he was in the Crash Team racing, he had issues with people in that community, and obviously when people don't like you, they're going to be trying to, find dirt or, try to twist things to make you look bad. So apparently they didn't like him. And I think he said he had a character that was his waifu. So they brought the youngest version of that character and like, oh yeah, you're a lowly pedo. And he's like, no, I like the adult version of the character. You know what I'm saying? He never, even in the screenshot show, and he never said that he was like the young version.
Well, damn, they did that dude dirty then.
Yeah.
That was, oh man.
Yeah, and that's one thing.
So-
That's one thing you don't play about is the PDF stuff. You don't play about shit like that, especially wrongly accusing somebody of doing that, especially if they didn't do that.
Right,
Yep.
right. And whether people like anime characters or whatever, that's whatever. But obviously, so like one of the characters, like you saw, flat chested, young looking. The other one's like an adult, fully figured, whatever. And that was the version that he basically like, kind of like how in Naruto, they're at different ages on different parts of the story, different games, whatever. So that happened. So the win, because people were.
Are we able to get the screenshots? Because Rob said he has screenshots.
No, if you have screenshots, send them over to the DMs.
At that point, essentially, because the Wind Riders had issues with Smarty, they were trying to tear One Up down, and they were trying to tear, the team or whatever. So basically, the easy stone that they could find was Thunder Hunter, and try to use that as a way to like kind of take down One Up. So that's how all the drama started within the One Up team with the Wind Riders and all like the narratives. Because even in the video that he showed, he showed the screenshot of me where they're like calling people one up child molesters and stuff. And like, motherfucker said Officer Caleb. I said, what the fuck? I ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, you don't just throw around some shit like that. And then he's all like, oh, well, you're on up, and Thunder Hunter's in one up, and he's a pedo. It's just like just crazy stuff. And this was actually getting out of hand because with the whole MomoCon stuff, there's the tournament organizer at the event was considering taking down the tournament and not even having it at the con, because I think they're even talking about maybe getting Sonic CrossWorlds at DreamCon and stuff. But if you have it to where there's allegations of people being pedophiles, like they gonna shut all of that shit down. So this shit had to be nipped in the bud. Yeah, because the Smash community had a lot of issues with that, and people getting shut down, the community getting shut down. So we don't want
I got the screenshot.
Sonic Racing CrossWorlds to get shut down like the Smash Bros community.
So this is the screenshot Rob was talking about.
Let me see.
I'm pulling it up now. All right, so this is the DM between Smarty and King Rom. Smarty says, "No, don't be a caster. Not a good idea. You can be an attorney, but not caster." King Rom says, "Why not? If you don't mind me asking, I'll explain more on VC, but I say stay away from them." He said, "Okay." Smarty says, "You left? Okay, I see how it is." Then King Rom says, "I'm doing for me and my channel." Oh, basically he says, "Don't be a caster. Not a good idea." Basically telling them, "Don't do it."
So he was taking away some shine that Wolf could have got for that tourney. Gotcha.
Pretty much. That's crazy. A lot of people try to grow on their own channel. There's another thing too. Like, one thing that I don't understand, with Smarty and then his community or ex-community members from One Up is why bash people and tell them not to do something when they're trying to better their own channel and grow their own community and grow their own viewer base. Why are you gatekeeping your peoples? They're supposed to be your peoples. You're supposed to be like, yeah, cast that shit, do what you do, grow your community, hype somebody up. Don't bring them down and tell them, no, don't do it. Not a good idea. That's crazy. Why wouldn't it be a good idea?
Man.
Yeah.
Smarty's a clown, bro.
But I just want to clarify that in the video because I think the Cloud dude didn't have the right information because, the Wind Riders, now they're kind of like, the ones in charge of like the rival circuit and stuff. So it's funny how the power dynamic just keeps shifting and whatnot. But, there's obviously if narratives go out and people only getting it from one source, they'll just believe it. So the defend, because, a lot of us, I think, like he said in the video, the reason he left is because we did all of that to defend Thunder Hunter with the false allegations of him being a pedophile just for him to get kicked off the team. I think Smarty ended up just kicking him off anyway. So a lot of people saw that as like, he wasn't loyal to Thunder Hunter. Like, we're catching all this slack for defending this dude, and not like wrongfully, rightfully, and then you just kick him off anyway. It's like, what's the point of all of that? So there were some people who left because of that. There was some issues where, I believe it was Ro. Ro was, I think, like one of Smarty's right-hand man and One Up. He was one of the first people to join One Up with all of it, and then he ended up leaving. And I kind of agreed with him. He made a statement. He said essentially that, like, you promised, because this is Smarty in charge, that he would, ban certain players because, they were, calling people, child molesters and pedophiles, and you throwing off, blanket allegations. And then, you come out, the moment you come out with a statement, once you're in charge of the rival circuit, it's like, okay, we're not going to ban these people. And so there's some people like, yo, like, I don't want to interact with these people. Like, the fact that they are saying things and giving people labels that can ruin their lives, and then, like, you're not going to ban them because I guess, like, you want to maintain your position within the rival circuit, in order to, like, I guess, come off as neutral. Like, there were some people who wasn't rocking with that either. You know what I'm saying?
One thing from all this, too, is that for him to come out when he gets the power and then ultimately, like, ban Thunder Hunter, like, a lot of people are not saying this, but the optics of that make it look like he's guilty from his own camp.
Yeah, like, because I think there was a situation where there actually was kind of like, somebody who was kind of like on that side of things, weirdo, and I think Smarty banned him immediately. But it's like, banning or kicking out Thunder Hunter, after literally everybody went tooth and nail to defend him, he posted receipts and all of that. And because we found out that I guess Thunder Hunter's a sore loser. Whenever he loses, he'll be like, "Oh man, you suck or you're cheap or something like that." So then I guess Smarty used that as a reason to kick him out. And it's just like, come on, like obviously you get salty and you lash out, you know what I'm saying? So how are we going to kick out Thunder Hunter just because he might get salty about losing or whatnot? But there was that, and then a lot of one members, it felt like he, like he kind of backtracked a little bit once he got to a position. So there was that. Oh man. There's more to it. I think it's like I think they were upset also because Smarty apparently Smarty I feel like was justified in not liking the Wind Rider because they were doing a lot of diabolical stuff, but he went too far because he had certain people that were high up. I guess what he did is he sent somebody named Vexy to go to Rival Circuit and bait some of the WR members into saying something crazy so that they would get banned. And then Vexy apparently also was told to hack the Wind Rider server and then to delete it. But I guess the guy was like, nah, or something like it was illegal or something like that. And then I guess like maybe Smarty changed his mind or something supposedly. But yeah, there was once that information came out, a lot of people weren't rocking with that, and then they ended up leaving the team.
Damn.
This is the wrong person to get power, man.
Look, I want to say one thing.
Hold on. Could you imagine, Angel? Guys, could you imagine if we got too big, God forbid, and he sends someone over to our server and say, "Oh, go delete that shit."
That'll be some fuck shit, bro. That's crazy.
Yo, so I want to say this one thing. And then y'all can go ahead and finish this Smarty stuff. And this is a message to all 1UP members and also ex-1UP members. This is just me as a streamer, content creator, talking to you guys. Don't let Smarty make you think that you can't be something without him. Please don't ever think. That goes to Princess Tiara and all of you guys. Don't ever think you need Smarty to be something in this content creation world, because you know what's going to get you far is your personality, and you being real with your community. Yep. You don't need somebody to make you. Okay, you make yourself. You own your own destiny. You just got to put the work in. Yeah, it's nice to have help and whatnot, but don't think by any means that somebody is the reason you're getting popular, because that's all you. Just remember that.
Yo, man, I also want to say this, and I'm gonna let you go, Caleb. But listen, man, for anybody, I don't know if anybody from the CrossWorlds community is gonna hear this. Many of the people that were dealing with the competitive scene or Smarty and whatnot, but if he ever did you wrong and you feel like you don't have a place to vent what he did to you, hit one of us up, and you know what, maybe we could have you on and tell your side, man. Speak your truth, because Smarty likes to shut people up. And you know, we ain't covered drama in a little bit, but we back in the drama bag right now, man. We back.
I was gonna say, we did allow, you know, Sonic to cover his story or his side of the story like a couple of weeks back when, you know, ultimately he got like pushed out of the competitive scene because of Smarty. Hopefully,
like I said,
get back in.
But at the end of the day, there's two sides to a story. There's, you know, one side, and then there's the other side, and then there's the truth. So, you know, if you feel like you can't talk about your side because somebody trying to shut you down, you just know you have a place here and you can actually talk your side and actually get a chance to speak, and nobody's gonna judge you on it.
Yeah. Okay, so the big thing though, like I guess there was some one-up. There were around like maybe like 50 competitive CrossWorlds one-up members, but essentially, you know, why some people decided not to leave is because, you know, Smarty would be like, yo, you know, if I'm not in charge, then the competitive scene is dead. And if, you know, if you leave one, you know, there's something big coming, you know, with in a tournament in the future. And if you're not with one up, you're not going to be able to participate or something like that. So
How
there's some
does
people
that even
like,
make sense?
Exactly.
Is there only going to be a one-up team in the tournament? Like, that's stupid.
like certain, I guess whoever,
Come on, bro.
whoever is banned from the rivals circuit supposedly would be banned from the MomoCon or IRL tournaments. That's why what teams or people being banned was such a big deal, is because whoever was banned wouldn't be able to do the MomoCon stuff. And so, you know, that's why it was such a thing of contention, because on one side, you know, I'll give the both sides. So for the WR perspective, there were some people who are WR who have nothing to do with the drama. They just joined the team to play the game, you know, whatever. So for them to be banned blindly isn't fair, you know, because they had nothing to do with the drama.
If they leave WR and start their own team, they're banned for good. Like, they can't do nothing.
If they're not in the rival circuit. So that's why it was such a big thing being banned there. Now, there were some WR members that did need to get banned. So when the announcement came out and Smarty was all like, everybody gets a second chance, nobody on WR is banned. Like I said, it rubbed people the wrong way. I understood it because there were some innocent people, but at the same time, there's also some guilty. I don't think it should have just been a blanket, you know, get out of jail free card, and that's what rubbed a lot of one-up members the wrong way. And then eventually people started asking questions like, yo, what is this thing that, you know, you were saying that, you know, we need to be with one-up for, we're not going to be involved with? Apparently Shogama told me, or what was it, some more people, it was like, it was more so that there was going to be a tournament, and whoever won the tournament would get like free passes to MomoCon or something like that. And I think that Smarty personally was going to give some passes to people like Exponzo, Domo, some other people. It was going to be like a handful of people. All 50 members weren't going to get in for free. So it's almost like he was using, you know, the unknown of, oh, there's going to be a tournament, just wait, you know, keep me in charge, because if so, you know, there's something bigger that's going to happen. And the big thing, which is that he's going to give a few people some passes, and that there's going to be a tournament. But, you know, that at that point, it's just all like, man, that's it. Like, some people are like, man, I could, you know, I don't, you know, need to be with one up, because, you know, everybody wasn't going to get it anyway. Especially right now, he's not in charge, so pretty much anybody can get into the tournament at MomoCon if they go to the event. You know, I think it's like, you know, buy a ticket, you go, you know, you can participate. But yeah, that's kind of what it was. But then some people, so you go to like, you know, Sonic talking about that he was kicked out of tournaments, and that if he didn't he felt like he was kicked out of the competitive scene. I think it was one tournament when I was with Prima, but, you know, potentially MomoCon if he was banned from the rival circuit. So I could see why Sonic was feeling some type of way. So, you know, but that's what it was. It wasn't what we thought it was. We thought it was going to be like something big or something like that. But no, it wasn't that.
Damn.
You said the MomoCon stuff is on hold still until further notice?
Yeah, and the reason a lot of people, no, the MomoCon's still happening. It's just under new leadership. So it was all like, all of that, you know, talking about if I'm not in charge, MomoCon is canceled, the competitive scene is canceled. We're not going to have a competitive scene anymore. That was cap. Basically. Because, you know, it's still going on.
Without
eventually his
did that
team,
to hold his power.
Yes, essentially he held that as like a manipulative
to stay in power.
To stay, and to keep people.
Yeah, I called it.
Essentially, why some other people left is a lot of people that were his right hand man and like in charge and moderators of One Up. They left because essentially what we went back to, the way he was just talking down on people, you're a failure. I guess there was like, I don't know, just lots of incidents that people had where he would just be like threatening to kick people off and stuff. You don't do this, hurry up and do this, or I'm gonna kick you from the team, that type of stuff. I think when all the drama came out and all the information, they just decided they had enough. And so, it was crazy because I didn't know all of this at first. And I was just seeing like so many people leave left and right. And I'm just all like, damn, are they just leaving because, they seen other people leave? And I think a lot of people are just tired of the drama and tired of, being talked down to. It wasn't even with the WR stuff. A lot of the 1UP members didn't even leave because of the Wind Riders drama. They left because of how Smarty was treating them, in the DMs and voice calls and stuff like that. So
it's crazy.
That whole Shogama stuff was crazy.
I think a lot of this stuff really touches me too, and that's why I told all the 1UP members what I had to say, because I also went through the same shit back when I first started streaming, because I joined a streaming Discord, and the leader of that Discord was essentially like Smarty. When it came to like when he goes live, he shuts the whole Discord down. Nobody can post their live links. Everybody has to show up. And if you was a mod, because I was a mod in the Discord, he made me a mod, you had to be in every stream or else you get demodded, and if you leave the Discord or you get banned or anything like that, he basically he made you think like you weren't gonna go nowhere. And everybody believed this, man. I didn't believe it. I called it out on this bullshit. And eventually, fast forward, that his Discord got shut down because there's a lot of things that came into light, a lot of PDF stuff that came into light that nobody knew, and he basically just left, and he shut down the whole Discord. But fast forward, those same people that were in that Discord literally came up to me and said, you know what, I'm sorry for believing all the bullshit and whatnot that he said about you and this and that, because obviously it was all a lie. But to see that you are now a partner and you did this shit after leaving this Discord when people thought you weren't going to go nowhere, that's why I said what I said to you guys in 1UP, because you can leave, you can think somebody is pushing you to the max, but once you leave a toxic environment and you start working on yourself and put in the work, you can also be that person. You don't need nobody, truthfully. And that's what I did. So like, fun fact, I've been through that shit. I've been through a cult Discord myself, and it was a streaming Discord, which is why I don't really mess with streaming Discords, because they're all fake. They're all about their people's growing and nobody else. So just don't think this is just a gaming community thing. This is a streaming community thing too, like where this shit really do be happening in multiple Discords and multiple communities, where people will suck you in, make you believe everything's all good and dandy just to boost their numbers and boost their ego, because they think that they're on top. So let my success give you guys proof that you can do this on your own without anybody.
And the whole Prima stuff, there was supposed to be a collab tournament with Prima, and the reason that didn't work out because they had like a disagreement of who could like be a caster or something like that. And after that happened, he's all like, everybody leave the Prima Discord or you're kicked off of 1UP. And then later he's all like, oh no, you can stay in Prima. It was like that type of thing, trying to run the team like a dictatorship.
That's crazy.
Smarty actually might have some mental. Hey, Princess Theory, if you hear this, run away from that nigga fast as fuck, man. Listen, we are telling you.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know,
man. You know what I think? Had I got my way and you guys just covered this whole Princess Tiara shit when it came out, I don't think this shit in CrossWorlds would ever happen.
Okay, I don't really want to get too deep into that because it's personal. But I will say one thing: it's like, Smarty, you're not innocent in that too, because you kind of, the moment you felt like somebody turned on you, then you turned on them. So you always talk about loyalty, but you weren't even loyal You know, to her,
Caleb's a snake behind his
To
back.
your own people.
You gonna snake me, Caleb, right?
Yeah, like
you gonna snake me.
Like how does that look on you as a person that you turn your back on your own peoples, the people that you're supposed to like defend and have their backs? That makes no sense.
Crazy, bro.
That's fake.
Extreme fake.
The biggest snake.
but
But it had to be addressed, We addressed everything, Caleb, did his side, and he explained all the stuff that people were claiming that might have not been true or not true. He clarified all that and made sure that the truth was put into light as well.
I do want to get Shogama on here too to hear his side of the story, because that sounds like another piece of the story that we don't know. Because if he's hearing that if Caleb's hearing this information from him, like, what else do we not know?
oh man,
Yeah.
I remember. I remember Silent back when Smarty was in our podcast saying, "Hey, put me on this podcast because I will tell you the actual story."
We can get him on here too.
Yeah, Caleb, if you can, man, hit up Shogama. If he down, we can definitely have him on a episode so he can speak, speak the Smarty truth, man.
Yeah, his side of
but essentially the team, at least in CrossWorlds, is no more. It disbanded. So I joined for the competitive side, and I appreciate the good times and all things Smarty did do right. But then you also have to be accountable to the things you did wrong. You know what I'm saying? And we can't shy around it. And in order to grow, you have to know where you went wrong in order for you to improve. And there's definitely some things you did wrong.
Does that mean you're a free agent, Caleb?
I'm done with team stuff. Like I said, I left the
This guy's burnt out. Oh my god!
I left the Disney Speedstorm teams.
Smarty, look what
we
you
did it
doing,
with the stream snipers, but as far as team competition goes, it ain't worth it.
Caleb said I'm retiring. We got Rainbow coming in a month. It's a done deal.
Listen, Caleb, you had it good when you were on Stream Snipers, baby. Just
Who said a Stream Sniper reunion? Who said that? What?
Yo,
Like I said,
Caleb say he's gonna leave Speedstorm. The grass is gonna be greener.
I don't warn Caleb about the Sonic people, bro.
Yeah, I guess
Remember, I warned him. I was like, hey, this Discord got a lot of people that hate AI. Caleb, I'm letting you know.
If anything, it seems like what you dealt with Sonic was way worse.
yeah, and I appreciate Smarty for sticking up for me with all the AI stuff, but just because you stick up for me with the AI stuff, if you're mistreating other people, you're still mistreating other people, and then on top of that, you kind of snaking me by talking, bad about the podcast or whatever else. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. It's almost like, was he really looking out for you, Caleb?
Or was he looking out for himself?
Hey, Smarty, I'll tell you one thing. We was in talks in the past about me being a double agent coming to the server, but lo and behold, Caleb was our sleeper cell.
Yeah. No, I wasn't spying. I was
Caleb, what did I say, bro? I told you Smarty is looking down on everybody in his crew, bro, no matter what, bro.
Yep. He at the top, he can't do no wrong, but everyone else can.
Oh,
Man, I told you about him with the whole podcast shit. And I was like, oh, yeah, nah, man, he wouldn't. Nah, bro.
And shit, that was just me trying to give this nigga the benefit of the doubt, man. But apparently you can't even do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can't do that anymore in today's world. That's the crazy part. Yeah, we are at the 3-hour mark, so we might have a little longer podcast. Maybe the rest of the topics we could probably run through them pretty fast because it's just like 3 more topics.
Yeah, we did cover.
I know we did have some more drama. So
we did.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. We were gonna cover that. Crazy, yo.
So what y'all want to do, man? What y'all want to do?
let's cover the drama. I guess whatever we don't finish after that, we do next week.
All right, that's fine. So what we could do is we could just do this last drama thing, and then we'll probably like save everything else for like next week. But yeah, let's get into it, man. You know, if you thought the drama was ending, you are sadly mistaken.
Hey, you know what's crazy, man? Though every piece of drama that's being talked about today, Caleb is involved in. What's going on, Caleb?
Hey. Yeah, Caleb, you wanna start us off, man?
All right, well, I still play Marvel Rivals. You know, they don't. The other members of the podcast all abandoned it, but I still play. You know,
Hold on. You're not just gonna do that. I did tell you, anytime you want to play, let me know. I got it in my internal drive. I'll start that bitch and get on the game with you. You never hit me up about it.
Well, it seems every single competitive scene has drama, and at least with Marvel Rivals, you know, there's some drama in a tournament that was going on, $40,000 tournament, and Kingsman, he's one of the best players in the game. I believe he's been top 10, and you know, he got drafted to a team, and what's it called? Essentially, this is for money, so he wanted to have the best comp, because it's kind of like in Speedstorm. Certain characters are just stronger than others. You know, Zeus will always beat King. Yeah, there's metas. Zeus or Baymax will always beat King Candy. You know what I'm saying? There's just certain characters, you know, Snow Whites, that you know, take less skill and get more value. So in this game, you know, Black Widow is on everybody's tier list, F tier. You know, one of the worst characters in the game. And somebody who's a Black Widow one trick, you know, was on his team, and he was, you know, while they were scrimming, he's like, yo, can you like potentially play like a more meta character, like, you know, Bucky or Phoenix, because, you know, you'll get a lot more value. Hella. And then all of a sudden, you know, they crashed out on him saying, oh, I'm just here for the vibes. And then saying like, oh, you know, what did they do? Yeah, they just say, oh, I'm just there for the vibe. I'm not swapping no matter what. And he's like, yo, this is a tournament for money. And they're like, and it's almost like they didn't care. And so he just kept asking like, yo, like, and they did a scrim, and then I think he went like 28-3 or something like that. He was carrying, and then she went 0-5. And then, you know, he's like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this happens in the tournament, we're gonna lose, because they're hard diving.
I believe at the time, he was actually like 18-2 or 18-3, something like that.
Yeah. And they're like, we're not switching, and they're like bringing down the vibes, and then apparently, because he asked his teammate to switch characters, the team captain for his Rivals tournament got him kicked off the team. Yep. And this was like the number one player in the game. And so this was like a huge controversy within the scene. And, you know, they were trying to like label him as like like almost like a rapist, because, oh, you can't take no for an answer. As if like, you know, it was just so unfavorable, you know, things they were saying about him, just because he asked, can you swap? And he kept asking because obviously he wants to win. So that was kind of the drama going in within the creator space of Marvel Rivals, and, you know, within that tournament. And what's crazy is after he got kicked out, the team ended up going, I believe, 0-7. I believe they had 8 matches, and they lost all of them but one or something like that. So it looked like he was right. But because of that, now everybody is like, you know, calling Black Widow players Zaza stacks and all of that. But that's kind of, I guess, a summary of the drama. But yeah, what do y'all think about the whole Marvel Rivals drama?
I think, I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard about it, I didn't think it was gonna blow up this big, but everybody's talking about it, man. And I'm not gonna lie, when I watched it, and at first I thought maybe Kingsman was like being toxic or something, but when I was watching everything that was going on, Kingsman, number one, he actually wasn't being disrespectful.
No,
he was trying to be as respectful as possible, and they're like, "Oh, you're bringing the vibes down."
You know,
which is crazy.
When PYT and all of them used to play rivals and pro. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They got now into some heat because of that too.
Yes, sir.
It was the same shit.
And it's crazy, man. But the thing, the difference is, it's so crazy, bro. This a lot. Like the way Kingsman carried himself was actually really good. And if he would have crashed out, it would have been justified because this is for a $40,000 tournament. And there's a lot of players that would have crashed out. And what's so crazy? Kingsman, he didn't call any of the players out of their name or anything. He was just trying to press the issue like, yo, y'all gotta, we're playing, we're in this tournament, $40,000 on the line.
On the line. Just try.
And, can you please just at least swap? And they wasn't listening. They was getting on his ass. And I think he said something about like how he could have used, he wants to win because he could use the money for college. And they was trolling him
about it. Yeah.
Saying that, you're just a gamer, you've been on for 20 years and nothing with your life. It's like you're also gaming, playing the same game he's playing, and you're streaming it. So like, why are you hating on him for being good at the game?
You're worse than him because you're getting paid for doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And the thing we didn't mention was the fact that this girl Cece, the captain, because of all this controversy, like she got exposed on Twitter. A lot of her sponsors started dropping her. Like I from what I heard, she got no sponsors now.
And the sponsors that dropped her ended up offering Kingsman a deal, so they went to sponsor Kingsman after.
I hear Kingsman's social media blew up. Like he got 100K on Twitch now.
Yeah, they. I don't know how much he got on Twitch, but apparently I was looking at comments and they were saying
or something like that.
They were saying, he made more money than he would have did if he would have won this tournament.
Yeah, and he's gonna win like 3K out of the 40,000.
And it's crazy because a lot of big content creators were covering it. Like Asmongo, he had, I think his video on it had views.
Over 1 million.
Fucking Moist Critical, he had over 2 million on his.
Yeah.
And a lot of other content creators was having hundreds of thousands of views. Kingsman, the guy, he made his original video, he had millions of, and man, I know he came up big, man. Like
that's a lot.
The situation, yo, that shit. Basically those girls like acting the way they did towards him basically changed his life forever.
Yeah, apparently the Black Widow main's boyfriend made a whole file trying to get him kicked off the team, and the captain was trying to get him kicked off the team, and it's just like he was willing to swap, he was willing to change his role, but the other person wasn't. So that's kind of hypocritical, because it's crazy if you're the best DPS and then you're forcing them to play support or tank because you won't switch. It's very selfish on her part. And, that's kind of an example of the Marvel Rivals community. That's how a lot of games go. You have people who, refuse to switch even at their own detriment and stuff. It's crazy. It's just a lot of ego and pride.
The whole thing about it, too, I think, was the fact that, she came out with an apology and that shit was fake. She was using a voice changer as well. She
just didn't like that she got backlash.
Yeah.
And then even
she was using the voice changer at all, even just to get more sympathy so people can side with her, was crazy. All the girls that were on the team were siding with her in the beginning until when they realized, yo, this backlash ain't gonna blow over. So they started keeping their mouth shut. They all went silent.
You know what it was? The tournament organizer was a 5-star general. He was simping for the girl. And he automatically kicked him because, maybe he's trying to get in good with her. And so he said, I looked at the situation. He didn't look at it. And then later on, he's like, once I saw what happened, you shouldn't have been banned. There's text of her saying she doesn't like black people in the past, so she's not a good person. And so, obviously, I think that was very, sloppy by the tournament organizer. It's one thing if you're publicly lashing out, calling people slurs, but just suggesting somebody can switch a character so they can have a better team composition. That's not something that you ban somebody out of a tournament. Whether they feel, I feel uncomfortable because you told me to switch. Like, if they want to play that role, like I hate when people do that. So,
bro,
he was definitely something
on all their social medias. It went private.
Yep.
Like,
but
it's a rapper. I think, like, as a career as a content creator, is cooked.
Yeah, I think I'm glad
She hopped into another stream on Rivals recently, and the worst thing about it was, the company NetEase was paying her for this stream, and everyone was going crazy on other streamers talking about, and other streams chat, like, talking about how is she on here right now? Like, does she not know that we don't like her? She's getting paid right now. This is crazy. And you know what? The backlash was so bad. Like, she had to turn her Twitch to, like, was it subscribers only for her chat?
Yeah, that's crazy. And somebody said that Black Widow is never gonna live this down. Black Widow names already had a stigma, like people
1,000 years back, man.
Yeah, people would already just choose Black Widow whenever they wanted to throw, but now it's like, now it's even worse. So,
I didn't know. At some point with this situation, Caleb, was that female gamers are gonna have this stigma attached to them now.
Unfortunately, and I don't think they should. But my issue was the fact that CC immediately ran to Zazastak's defense. And so you're a team captain, you automatically go to the girl's defense because she's a girl instead of listening to, hey, maybe we do need to switch our comp so that we can have a better chance at winning. You just wanted to defend the sisterhood, and you actually defended it the wrong way. Blindly, supporting somebody who was in the wrong just because they're a girl. It definitely came off bad.
I literally think it was about the vibes because she didn't want the whole vibes to be thrown off because she was trying to appease the sisterhood. She's trying to keep all the girls happy. She's trying to seem like a girl's girl kind of thing. And all that made you look like was a jackass because the internet don't fuck with you.
And to be fair, there were some girls on the team that didn't really say nothing. What was it called? Like Casey Dilla, she didn't really say much, but I think a lot of people got her mixed up with Cece because they're both Asian women. But nah, there was some people on the team. And not Casey Dilla. She didn't do it. I was like, I'm actually it was funny. I didn't even realize I actually subscribed to Casey Dilla. I'll be watching her sometimes and whatnot. So I'm like, oh damn, she's involved. What'd she say? But apparently she didn't really say much.
Nah, you know what it was? Every girl on that team was catching heat too.
Yeah,
they're catching residual heat. Just because.
But I don't think this is a open letter to just attack female gamers. But I feel like the reason why she was defensive is because there's a stigma that female gamers aren't as good at video games as male gamers. So they took him asking her to switch as him being like misogynistic, like, oh, you suck at the game, so you don't have the skill because you're a girl. That's how they were taking it. It seemed like you don't have the skill on Black Widow, so you need to switch. No, but that wasn't the case. He literally said, I believe that you're very good and skilled, with your character. You know what I'm saying? It's just that character, even if you're the best at that character in the world, the character doesn't get as much value as another character. You could be worse at a meta character and get more value than you being the best at a low tier character.
And
that's all he was saying.
On the line, like, at least try harder. Like, I know this is your character, but like, we're gonna compete against people that are wanting this money just as bad as we are, or at least I am. At least, can you at least help a brother out and pick a character that we can probably steamroll with?
Yeah. So
they got.
So they got overly defensive. You can't automatically assume that people are dissing your skill or because you're a woman. Like, I think she kind of brought that energy when it wasn't needed.
unnecessary. I think she kind of drove that narrative, like she steered that into the narrative, and it wasn't even anything about that because, like Ishnik said, I remember at one point, like he even mentioned, "Oh, I can switch off a character, I can switch to support, I can run this, I can run that." He was very accommodating, and if he was really trying to single out the women on his team, which the vast majority of his teammates
He didn't
were
call
women,
out the other
everybody
girl.
else.
Yeah, he didn't call out Cece. You know, Cece might be bad character, but she was doing her part on tank, and it had nothing to do with women. It was just that the Zaza stacks, you know, what's it called? Black Widow, you know, pick wasn't it, and you know, you're
And she wasn't
vulnerable.
even hitting her shots.
Nope.
That was the crazy part too. She was not doing anything.
Against, it's different. You can do things in a casual lobby and you can get 50 kills, but when you're going against like top 10 players,
Top of the
it's
top,
different.
bro.
You could be in speed.
Mm.
Yep, you could be in Speedstorm and do team mode, NPR 30, and you can smoke everybody. But then now you're in divisions in a tournament and you get last place. It's like night and day. Just because something works against less skilled players doesn't mean it's going to work in a tournament.
You can get a perfect score against KNC, but don't mean you're gonna get the perfect score against the Dons.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly. And so you might need to make some adjustments so that you can have a better chance. And, you know, crashing out on your team because they're like, yo, instead of using King Candy, how about we use freaking Violet or Dash? You know, that's not a bad thing. But, you know, this can apply to so many different games. But, yeah, this basically went viral. And my take is, you know, free Kingsman, you know, and it's kind of karma that his team ended up getting second to last place.
Yep.
And he ended up reaping the benefits of this. So.
Everything she lost, he gained that day.
But sure, Nano Angel, what y'all think? You know, what are y'all thoughts on the whole situation?
I mean, I agree with everything y'all said. I really hope, and I mean this like with everything, I really hope, you know, every person that was a part of that learned a valuable lesson. And at the end of the day, if you're going to enter something competitively, especially if there's a reward or money on the line, you got to be willing to adjust and accommodate. Like you gonna have to make some changes. Like you can't you can't go into something like this and, you know, if you're underperforming, not make any adjustments. So I don't know. I heard that CC picked their team because I heard she
didn't even know who he was though. That, you know, how do you picking people on your team you don't even know who they are?
But I was wondering, like, did they like not have any practice matches or something before?
They did. There was scrims before that, and he kept talking about, okay, who's this person good with? Are they willing to switch? And I think the issue that happened is that he brought it up earlier when the Zaza Stacks first joined the team. They talked to each other, and he said, "Yo, would you be willing to switch? I know you're a Black Widow main," and she said, "Yeah." But then when he asked in the middle of the scrim, she switched up. So she lied to him. And then, yeah. So that's that was messed up. And I guess they try to see. But don't frame it as, oh no, he was harassing her since the start of the tournament. When it's like, no, like he's trying to win and he's seeing who's good at what character. And then you're saying one thing, but then doing something different later on.
I think one of the worst parts was the fact that is it CC's boyfriend or Zaza's boyfriend that did the document and went out to give it to the tournament host and got Kingsman banned from the tournament. Like she apparently she's placing the full blame on him. Like I didn't know. I knew at the last second. It's like, bro, what? Not even taking
let him take all the heat.
Like, yeah. Almost like, oh, you don't really play this game. You're not making money on streams. I am, so I can't look bad. Take the heat from me, babe. Essentially, like, that's crazy.
So she was walking the pit bull and she let go of the leash. And when the dog attacked somebody, I didn't attack him. It was my dog. But yeah, you the one who you didn't stop him. You didn't grab the leash. You let it happen. And so so all over it's like boyfriend was in the wrong. He couldn't accept that maybe his girlfriend, wasn't performing up to standard and need to switch. He took that, personally, or or being a little too overprotective, and got his girl into a situation and made it worse.
Full 5-star general for his girl
when she was in the wrong,
right?
So
yeah, I agree. In a calm setting, you gotta you can't go in there with an ego and think, I'm gonna do what I want and that's how we're gonna do it. You can't go in there like that and with that mindset, because you're playing in the competitive scene. You gotta adapt to everything. You know what I'm saying? So she could, they could have been like, look, okay, I'll try it out and see how I do and see how we do. And if we don't perform as good, maybe let me try, Widow again and see if I can perform better. You know what I'm saying? But at least put in the effort to try, because, in the comp scene, you never know. You might try another character and be like, oh shit, I'm smoking right now. I'm killing everybody. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that open mind. Like, okay, I'm open mind to my teammates telling me, hey, maybe I should try this, because maybe it'll benefit the team. You can't just think solo on the team.
Bro, you know what hurts me the most, I think, about this whole situation? The fact that nobody took the money tournament serious but Kingsman. He was the only one that cared about winning. So what the fuck are you guys doing in the tournament?
Yeah, apparently they try. Oh, I just thought it was a creative tournament. And like you joining the tournament, you don't even know what's at stake. I guess the clout. I don't know, or are they making so much money to where they don't, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, they're just privileged.
So it's, yeah. Everybody ain't got the OnlyFans. I'm not saying she got OnlyFans, but you know what I'm saying. Like, people have different circumstances. So yeah, just overall,
people got to pay for school, college, like Kingsman.
Yeah, but like I said, there was, this isn't. Other teams had success, you know what I'm saying? I think Necro's team won that tournament, and he had some female streamers on the team who, did well and were willing to switch and very skilled. The fact that
this dude was on a laptop and carrying them, bro.
Yep.
Like, what? This man doesn't even have a good PC setup, Angel. This man was carrying them on, like, a Dell laptop, bro. That's nasty work.
Mm-hmm.
It
At
is.
least y'all could have done was switch off the character and help this dude out.
Yep.
But that was pretty much the drama. It's
ongoing.
I'm glad that the whole Marvel Rivals community. I've leaked outside of the community. All came to an agreement that that he should have never been banned, and that they had a toxic team captain, and Zaza got to be willing to switch Zaza stacks. Because even me, I play the game. There are certain characters I like. I like Black Panther, but Black Panther has a lot of counters. The Thing counters him.
Yes.
There's
triple support.
There's so many things that counter him. If I'm on Black Panther and I'm realizing they got work, sometimes you gotta swallow up your pride and be like, hey, let me choose another character. And I've done that, because either you can go down that and never switch and lose, or you can be like, all right, let me switch another character. And all of a sudden, I'm getting killed. I'm winning now. That's all it takes is one swap. So.
And that's the thing that gets me all the time. People will play comp, and it's comp. You're gonna be facing tough competition.
People
this ain't a casual
take it personally.
Yeah, this is not a casual mode where you can just chill, bro. This is ranked. Like, people want to take this for real. Like, if you're gonna get countered, play against that counter. Don't sit there and get countered the entire match. Swap.
Well, here's what the reason people don't swap, because when somebody says swap, they assume that they're saying you're trash at the game. So get off. But what people are really saying is, no, that counter is getting countered. Like, you're playing a flying character and they have all snipers. You probably need to switch. Even though you're the best flying character.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if they have a Hela that's deleting you in one headshot. You know what I'm saying? But people don't see it that way. People see it as, oh, you're saying I'm bad at Iron Man? You're saying I'm bad at Storm? People need to quit looking at it so personally and realize, there's rock, paper, scissors.
Exactly.
This character beats that character beats this character.
Exactly. You can't take that as all you attacking me or you calling me trash. No, they have a counter to your build. Now you counter them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Bro, it's like when I play the finals. Me and my girl will play the finals, and they had this new game called and essentially what it is like it's 10v10, and your team has, or is it 8v8, whatever it is. Your team has to capture the point if you're the attack team, and the other team that's the defending team has to just defend the points. There's 3 points. And every time I'm on the attacking team, we lose because guys don't want to play the medium class that has a defibrillator that will bring you back your team's revive spawns. You only get like 30 in total, unless you beat around and then adds on like 10 lives. So dudes always want to play the light class, which is the most susceptible to dying because they have the lowest health pool and the least defense. And you'll be in a match with like me and her will be the only mediums on the team, and the rest of the teammates are lights. I look at the team composition immediately and I leave the game. I'm like, babe, get out of there. I'm not wasting my time. Why? Because I know only me and her are going to be reviving, and 6 other people dying all the time means we're losing revive coins every single time. And if me and my girlfriend die, ain't no one getting revives. That means everyone's wasting revives. So it's like, bro, if you're not going to come correct on the comp scene, why bother at all? Go play a casual game mode, or this ain't the game for you, because I don't want these people on my team. It's just weak mindset, bro. Like, some people want to play casually. I'll go to a different game mode and I'll play that casually. There's different game modes for that. But if you see me playing it in a competitive game mode, at least match energy. Why is everyone just taking it so lackadaisical? Like, come on, bro. There may not be money on the line, but like, meet me halfway. I'm trying to win. I don't hop on games to lose. We only have so much time as it is anyways. I come from work. I get some time to hop on the game. Let me get some dubs. I didn't come to hop on the game to catch L's, bro.
Yeah, and you know, if it was our team, that would have never happened. I mean, shit, with the stream snipers, we had people race for positions. You know what I'm saying? We've had, you know, who wants to be the brawler? Whoever's performing the best. You know what I'm saying? We've, you know, it was never like, if somebody's not performing, guess what? You get subbed out, or you know, we're gonna have a different character. Oh, Nano actually made that call. It was with Cosmic, right? It was Jungle Ruins, and for some reason, Cosmic wanted to use a lightweight character. What was it? It was like Mickey Mouse or something like that. And Nano was like, "Yo, like, if you don't choose a middleweight or a heavyweight."
And he was. I think he didn't want to use Joy for some reason. And we're like, "Yo, you gotta use Joy, bro."
Like, yo, we can just swap you out for that race if you know you're not willing to switch. Like that's some normal team stuff like that. Yeah, it's just what happened on that team would have never happened. Because at the end of the day, if you're being competitive, you know, be competitive. You know, do what works.
It's time to lock in, bro.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's our take on the drama. If I want to add more to it, you know, that was definitely interesting, and Marvel Rivals was very interesting. But Marvel Rivals, I think they're adding a new mode, a 1v1 mode tomorrow. I believe they have like a disco because they added Times Square, and they're adding on to the Times Square where you can like go into the club and you can dance and stuff like that. Yeah, bro.
Marvel Rivals got a club before GTA 6 come out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the new GTA 6.
Yo, they just came out with a skin. Apparently, Psylocke is on the strip
games at this point.
They got Psylocke dancing on the pole, bro. This shit, wow.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yo, that's probably why they gave Venom that's working.
Bro, you gotta quit with that. They going too zesty with Venom, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I don't know what happened. They gave him some kind of skin. He's like a freaking Jello dude twerking. I'm just like, nah, bro. Like smacking his booty on every MVP victory. I'm just like, y'all do it too much. Y'all dragging the joke.
I don't know, man. Apparently, that's
Caleb, you gonna be
that's the kind of vibes. That's the kind of vibes CC and them was looking for, man.
From Kingsman, they wanted to twerk on the scene, taking L's. Dang.
Yeah.
Not me.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
So Caleb, you gonna be at the club tomorrow?
Wait, no. I get on every now and then. I'll be getting my thing, you know, roll, because you know,
Oh, he heard club. He like, oh, hold see there.
yeah, you know, I ain't been in the club. I've been in between matches and stuff. I'm like, let me pull out Rogue. You know, Rogue got her little jungle outfit. You know, she be doing the dance. I was like, okay, I see you, Rogue. Thickness. So it be lit. It be lit.
Full effect.
Hey, I like Storm too. Stop it. Who else is black? I guess Storm's the only black woman so far. But hey, there's some chocolate in there, Chocolate City.
Caleb City.
Yes, sir. Shout out Caleb City, man.
All right. Final words.
Yeah. I guess final words, man. You know, it's been a while since we had some real drama. Today, you know, we had to get some things off of our chest, but for all good reason.
Holding back too.
There's a lot. There's a lot I could have said, and more I could have went in depth. But you know, I think what I said, pretty much covered. Just some other stuff, but like, end of the day, what it comes down to, you gotta respect people. You can't just be talking to anybody crazy, even if you're mad. Just because you're mad doesn't give you a right to talk down on people or call them failure. And then also, you know, you can't
crazy thing.
Be holding loyalty over people's heads if you aren't 100% loyal, you know, to certain things. So it's just, we got to stay consistent. You know, it's you know, and like I said, I was part of one up. You know what I'm saying? You know, me and Smarty, I never had no issues with him. And
Caleb might be heartbroken.
He had issues with you, bro. You said you was a snake.
Yeah, apparently, you know, he's saying that, you know, Toxic's hearing from other people. Not that Toxic's hearing from Smarty. Toxic's hearing from other people that, you know, he's saying that I'm a snake and all this kind of stuff and this and that. They podcast is this. I think one thing, though, last thing I forgot to cover is how Shogama, he got tired of Smarty constantly talking about how they're bigger, more powerful than other teams, other people. Whether that's in the Sonic CrossWorlds teams or podcasts, you know, because at the end of the day, he didn't care about that. He didn't care about being bigger or more powerful than another team or whatever. He just wanted to, you know, play the game.
Well, not no more, it seems.
Definitely hit up Shogama, man. I actually got some questions I'd like to ask.
Myself included.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much my final words.
So
I guess, Sammy, you said everything.
like I said, you know, and Smarty might be listening. Like I said, bro, I've been very fair, you know, with the assessment.
Yes, you have.
You know,
I agree.
It's you know, you can't be trying to say I'm a snake, because nah.
Man, listen, man.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy about the whole situation, bro. I was one of the last few people on the team, bro. Like, I'm talking about, there was like 80 people on the team. I think everybody left about, like, except for like 7 people, and I was one of the 7 people. Because I'm like, I don't know if I can go to any other team, because, you know, some of those other people are still anti-AI and all of that stuff. Like, I'm still down to compete.
Princess Tiara still on that team?
Her and Rissa are, yeah. But like I said, all that talk about loyalty and snaking, and yeah, all the people that he was hyping up, like Exponzo and all of these top players, you know, that he was, you know, what do people say, glazing, they ended up being the first people out the door. And then the person that you're trying to call a snake is a nigga that's around. You know what I'm saying? It was like, come on, man. You don't even know who you got around you, bro.
If he say anything about you being if he even say, he can't say nothing, bro. He deserved everything that he
everybody dipped out. Yeah, the first moment of any type of negative stigma or anything being associated with one up, they dipped out.
Yep.
But I'm the snake.
Exactly, bro.
Funny how that works.
But yeah. I don't know. I hear, but like I said, I let things play out just to see, and you know, I think once, you know, what ended up happening is once everybody left, they had no reason to not say anything, and they told me, you know, some interesting things, and I was just like, all right, that's interesting. But yeah, you know, but overall, you know, Excited about CrossWorlds, not CrossWorlds, Speedstorm, competitive mode, Lightning McQueen, new map. Smarty, my thing, I just think you need to, maybe look at this whole situation and see where you went wrong, because in order for you to grow, you have to know where you went wrong and do better, and actually do better. Like I said, the main thing comes to respect. You can't be running things like a dictatorship, talking down on people, act like they can never make it in life without them. Like I do think, well, like what Angel said, there's some truth to that. The people, without me, there's gonna be no tournament. Without me, you're a failure. That's not true, because even before you, people, they had a purpose. And they had whatever they built up, they built up. So you can't just be out here calling, down talking people like that. But if there's anything to learn from that, so that's all I'll say. Because just how the Zaza Stack and CC and Marvel Rivals drama got out to the open community. Smarty, I like real talk. This whole drama, could have got outside of the CrossWorlds community, and that's the last thing you want. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the new CC or Zaza Stacks within the Sonic CrossWorlds. So
maybe that's why Sonic didn't win Best Racer, because freaking.
No, I had nothing to do with that. But
I'd hope not.
Oh man.
You got any last words, Sammy?
Honestly, when it comes to comp, if you're not locked in, if you're not ready to win, if you gotta lose, just you know what I mean? Like, I'm just here for fun. Like, I don't want you on my team. Just quit the match. Let me find a teammate that is about winning. This is competitive. If you're getting countered, counter back. Don't just sit there the entire match and take it, bro. This ain't a Diddy party. Also,
Pause.
also the whole Marvel Rivals thing. I'm glad that Kingsman, got his flowers and was able to, from the community helping him out, was able to get like 100K on YouTube or Twitch, whatever it was, and now he can kind of like pay his way to go to school. He don't have to worry about entering tournaments, but obviously he's gonna still enter a tournament because he's that kind of player. So I'm glad like he got his just deserved. And the whole thing about Smarty, honestly, I don't care. I'd love to hear about what Shogama got to say, because I got some questions for him as well. Never thought your podcast was a threat, but I was on to you from day one. The reason why you made that podcast, bitch. I knew why. And I'm never gonna let Nano live it down.
Nano always said, "Hey, I'm
Welcome to the CrashOut."
Nano's so happy for it. Hey, let them do their thing."
Right? I was like, nah, no, you being way too friendly. Something's off.
Damn, Smarty, you out here stabbing niggas in the back, and we gave you a platform to exalt yourself.
And he's trying to make Caleb look bad too. He's like, oh, you leaving that podcast to join us. You better not snake me too. Like, what?
Damn, bro.
All I'll say is there has to be something said when not only does your teammates leave one up, but even the people on your podcast, your host, your co-host left one up as well.
But hold on. The one thing I forgot too, he's talking crazy about us with randoms too. Like, what?
Yeah, I mean, that just shows that, something went wrong somewhere. So there has to be some kind of, you went wrong somewhere. Because it's I will say, I don't wish for nobody to crash out and burn, but it's like, for you to talk down on our podcast, and now it's like everybody on your podcast abandoned you because of how you were treating them. I mean, I don't know if that's karma, but
is that why I didn't see no episodes for a while either?
Yes.
You know what? We're gonna have to find these people that were on.
Here's the thing. I want him to. I want him to thrive. I don't want him to fail. But like I said, it's like you wish for other people to fail, and then sometimes that can come back on you, man.
Yeah, you never want to wish negative on anybody because karma can bite you in the ass, and the only person that's going down is you because of that.
When we wrap this up, Caleb, I gotta ask you something.
But yeah,
Well, then that just leaves it off for me, right?
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Engel,
Yes, sir.
your last take.
All right, my last take. Poppy a Speedstorm. Great podcast. You know, a lot of news, a lot of drama. You know, we still had other topics that we didn't get to that we will get to on the next week's episode. You know, like the Dragon Ball anime news, remakes happening, the Moro arc is happening. You know, the Xbox Showcase stuff. High Guard and the Super Mario Galaxy stuff. We could cover that. We'll cover that next week. So stay tuned for that stuff. We'll cover that more thoroughly. And I can't wait for rank. I'll be in rank when that shit drops day 1. Now I'm hyped for the car season and to see what Speedstorm could cook up, because you know they are going to be changing the game fundamentally, and the elements of the game going forward as well. They did say that as well. So I'm curious to see what they change mechanic wise in the game to make it fluid, or just to give it a little refresh. Then CrossWorlds, all that drama aside, I already said my piece about everything. I don't really gotta touch on that. But if you're gonna take anything from this, is don't let others make you feel like you're lesser than what you really are. Remember that. Because you are who you are. You choose your own destiny, not nobody else. Nobody else can make you other than yourself.
Facts. Know your worth.
Exactly. Know your worth. And also be real. Don't try to be somebody that you're not. Because I see that a lot on Twitch. I see that a lot on people's personalities. They try to portray a character or somebody that they're not. And it doesn't work because it's not genuine. If you really want to grow and actually be something and want people to like you, just be yourself. Literally just be yourself, because people will respect you more when you be yourself than you lying to yourself and try to be somebody that you're not. Point blank, period.
Facts.
All right, yo. Well, if you guys like the podcast, like, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified whenever we go live. We'll be back next week, next Wednesday, to talk about more spicy news. Maybe, who knows? Maybe there'll be more drama. You never know in the gaming world at this point. Much love. Y'all have a great rest of your night. And, we'll see you guys on the next one.
I'm gonna have to add a new category to the server. Weekly controversy or some shit.
Stream cut shot, but the vibes there. Clips can't catch it the same way. Si tú sabes, you know all good. Next one stream, that's how you understood. That feeling. That's timing. But me miss M4, still is. Miss one night, you feel this shit for me miss. You have to be there for this. CrashOut